Hello! Hello, everybody.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome. Welcome home. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Um, I'm sleepy still, so forgive me. I'm still in sleepy brain mode, but we are here with another episode after the credits, after episode 134.
134.
We are mid-30s. We have kids now, I'd say. Mid-30s. We have children. We are
Yeah.
we're what do 30-year-olds do? We get loans. We drive ugly cars, right?
Have a 401k maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. That
Yeah.
sounds like adult stuff, right? Probably stuff we should know about, but oh well. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have a fun we have some
Yeah.
fun topics here today. Pretty big week. We got some penultimate episodes for our favorite X-Men, for our favorite Superman. We are about to wrap those shows up next week. I'm
Yeah.
sad to say goodbye to my favorite boys, but hopefully we'll be back with both of those here soon.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
X-Men's confirmed another season. Superman, we
yes.
don't know.
Yeah. I'm hoping we pull like a Marvel and we say like Superman will return in season
Yeah.
3
Exactly.
or season 4.
Or maybe even at least a Superman will return in My Adventures with Green Lantern.
That is true. That is also something we have to look forward to. At the
Yeah.
very least, we get one more universe or one more thing in this universe.
In that universe.
So at
Yeah.
the very, very least. So
And
there's
speaking of Green Lantern, that's coming out when? I keep forgetting.
next week.
Oh, next
Sunday.
week. Okay.
That's the thing.
So we will have Green Lantern to talk about next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's the
nice.
thing. We will only have one day to watch it because it does come out Sundays. But
Okay.
it'll be nice to be on top of a show.
Yeah, like a day and a half. Yeah.
I'm so used to these stuff coming like right after we do the streams. We have to wait an entire week, and I've talked about it everywhere else but my own show. So, but that's exciting. I'm gonna be talking about some Ted Lasso today. We got some Marvel stuff we're gonna be talking about as well. Let me share these really quickly. Let me share these links. Their promos and stuff like that. But how are you, Taz? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm still recovering from our 3-hour Spider-Man epic stream. Our stream that I think is longer than the Odyssey. So, that was a thing. It was a lot of fun, but no, it's been good this week so far. Pretty chill, normal Monday for me. I got to play a little bit of Warzone before we hopped on here, so yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm excited. We've got some good stuff to talk about this week. I think Superman was very good. X-Men was very good. It's sad though that we are kind of right here at the end of both of those seasons. It's kind of nice that it coincides, and then we don't really have. There is no break. Like next week is going to be kind of insane because we're gonna have Superman, X-Men, and Green Lantern to talk about, and then whatever other news there is. And D23 is this weekend, correct?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Maybe another impromptu weekend Marvel stream, perhaps. Maybe.
We shall see. We shall see for sure. All right, let's look at chat. Let's say hello to our beautiful people in chat today. What up, Zazman? Hope you're doing well. Says hello. I'm excited for Kit Connor. Says Cyclops. Even though I never really got into Heartstopper personally, he looks apart from what I saw. Is a strong leader. We'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. We'll talk about that here soon. What do you guys think of God of War Lo-Fi coming out February 2027 is already packed with game, or 2027 is already packed with games. LOL.
Yeah.
Rest of the year too. Yes.
So, okay. Well, I'll say this. Here's the thing.
Oh. Okay.
But no, in all seriousness, I need to play the God of War games before I can play the new one.
Same.
That's a confession of mine. I still haven't played them.
Same.
My plan was initially, I think, to play them back on PS4. I guess, was when the first one or the first new one came out, and then I was like, oh, I'll wait and play them both at some point together on PS5. I never ended up doing that. I think at least God of War 1 and no, both God of War and Ragnarok are both on Steam now. So I'll most likely end up playing those on PC, even though I know I can't play the new one on Steam. But that might be something that I need to get into. I would have been more motivated to do so if that God of War show was coming out sooner.
Yeah,
However, that does mean though
maybe
I do have some time.
maybe end of next year, possibly. Maybe like
Yeah,
next fall. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, yeah. But there's a
I'm
lot
in
of
the
games on
same.
my list though
Yeah,
to still play through before I can even get to that. I got to finish Black Flag Resynced. Got to go back and clean up my platinum trophy on Resident Evil
yeah,
Requiem. My brother and I are making our way through Halo Campaign Evolved on Legendary. Like there's a lot of gaming stuff to do, and
yeah.
there's a lot of new stuff coming out this fall
Hmm.
as well. You got Wolverine for those who are excited about it. You got GTA coming out as well. There's some big reveal event soon that's going to be dropping like exclusively on Netflix for like 6 hours. It's really weird.
Mm.
But that's going to be a big one for a lot of people. But it's funny that I mentioned that. I think one of the big things with GTA 6 that most people don't remember or realize is that when it drops this fall, it's just the campaign. People are talking about like, oh, doing all this like GTA Online stuff. It's literally just the story mode, just like how GTA 5 dropped. Is online's
Yeah,
not coming out for a while, and there's not even a PC version of the game that's going to come out for a while either. So it's literally just Xbox and PlayStation campaign, and that is it. That's all you're getting this fall. You're lucky if you're going to get online by probably spring summer of next year.
yeah.
But there's your
Fair.
gaming drop for the day.
I, I've been really enjoying my gaming journey this year. This is easily the year I played the most games by far,
I'm
probably
very
my
excited for
entire
you.
life.
Yeah.
At least like campaign games. Like I play a bunch of like just like yeah, let's just play Fortnite or
Hmm.
whatever. But
I love
um,
story games.
me too. I have like I think I've talked about it on my gaming stuff. But like I got Kingdom Hearts. Like I got 6 more of those, and I'm going through. Life is Strange. I got 4 more of those. This fall we're doing Until Dawn, which I'm very excited for. That's been on my list for
Ooh.
a while.
Are
So
you gonna
that's been
watch
very
the movie as
nice.
well after you play the
I
game?
don't think so. I don't. We'll see. We'll see.
I
We'll
didn't
see.
hate it actually. I didn't hate
Sure.
it.
It's. I assume it's one of those things where like separate it. Maybe I watch the movie first. Maybe I watch it as like okay, watch it first and then just enjoy the game.
Well, here's the thing. They don't have a lot of there's not a lot of tie between the two of them. Like the game is its own thing. It's kind of like a horror telltale game, but the movie it
Sure.
tries to take elements of that, but it's its own thing. Like it doesn't have
Yeah. It
anything really to
seems
do with the
like
games outside of Peter Stormare.
it
He's the
seems
only connective tissue.
it seems very Halo, where it's like we just wanted to tell a story, but we needed the IP to sell the story.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so hyped for Lanterns. I am too. I'm kind of there for it. It took me a while, but I'm here. Do you see the new Hearth's Cradle images he released?
Yeah.
I did not see this.
So
I did not.
he posted a selfie. Let me see.
Aw.
Let's see. That came out earlier this week. There we go. Let's pop this up here. So he just posted this image, basically showing off, a closer look at what the costume, what the makeup and everything looked like, and everybody was like, "Wow, he actually looks a lot better than he did in that initial promotional image that they shared." And it sucks though because he very much so looks exactly like the character. And I know we had that discussion last week about Batista possibly being our new Kratos, and just looking at how big Ryan Hurst got for the role. I don't think the state that Batista's at in his career, I don't think he's ready to do this again. Like we said last time, as if it was maybe 10, 15 years ago, sure. But the fact that it's such a physical role, the fact that it was so physically demanding that he had an injury that's going to take him
Oh, I did see this. Yeah.
multiple years to recover from, but it's sad. I did see a lot of people too campaigning for them to just delay the show because of, again, just to let him keep his job. And I know that there was discussion about getting rid of the kid as well. I don't know if it was for season one or just for anything after season one. But
Hmm.
yeah, again, we keep talking about it. It's such an unfortunate situation. Is really is all it boils down to. Is just this guy was a seemingly or very obviously super excited about it, very passionate about the
Hmm.
role, and very passionate about the game. He voiced a character, I believe, in Ragnarok as well. I think he was, um, who was he? It was some Norse god in
Yeah.
Ragnarok. But yeah, it's sad. It is that he again was very, just excited about the role, excited about the show, and to have that ripped away from something that is completely out of his control. So
Yeah. Did you also see the quote from the showrunner?
no.
That I don't think it's a new quote, but it came out recently, and people are freaking out about it. How he's like, I haven't played the games, and
Oh,
I can't
really?
get used to like modern technology, so I'm just doing my own thing. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know how I
That's
feel about
interesting. I don't like that at all.
that.
I don't like
No,
that.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be like. I think you at least need to know the story, though, right? Like, I don't,
Yes.
I
Well,
don't really care how you consume it, but I do think you need to know
mhm.
the story pretty well.
I'm so here's what I like from a director that's adapting something like this. Think of Zach Kreger, who's doing the Resident Evil movie. I don't know if you've seen any of his interviews, but he talks about how he's a very big fan of the games, a very big fan of the game story, but he's separating his love for the games and the source material from his original story for the movie. Like, yes, it's going to have ties to it. Yes, it's going to still be within that universe, but he's not trying to retell a story from the games. He's trying to tell his own story with the Resident Evil label on it. So I think
Hmm.
something like that I am way more okay with is, again, somebody who knows the source material, somebody who is excited about that source material, even if they're not adapting it one for one. But I think that's where we run into a lot of issues, where we ran into issues with the Halo TV show, where you run into issues a lot of times with your comic book adaptations, and obviously with game adaptations as well, as you get people in here that are adapting an IP, a universe, and they either have some sort of disdain for the source material or don't know the source material or don't care about that source material. So it's interesting to say the least.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. All right, let me check up on some of these comments here, and then we'll
Yeah, you're good.
jump into some news stories. Did you see the Claire Temple cameo was deleted? Yeah, we talk about that now. We did.
Yeah,
That was revealed a couple weeks ago. Um, Sad, but not shocking to me. We were talking about this backstage.
yeah.
Makes sense. It's sad, but it makes sense. I think Claire is a character that, without introducing her first, probably shouldn't be thrown into like one of the biggest movies of all time. You know what I mean? I feel like put her in Born Again first, and then you could do that. But I don't know. Like it's I hope we at least get like a deleted scene or something. You know what I
I
mean?
do
Like
too. It
yeah,
sounds like it was somewhat finished.
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the actual clip with Rosario Dawson talking about it. Like, she said she had her behind the scenes photos and everything prepped for when the movie came out, and she was excited about being in it and all that. It sounds like it was something that might have been cut fairly last minute.
Hmm.
Maybe it conflicted with something that's going on with Born Again season 3. Maybe it conflicted with somewhere that she's going to appear in next, or just they didn't have room for her in the story. I think either way, it's fine. Like, I don't think it necessarily would affect the story of the film one way or the other. Obviously, we saw the cut of it where she wasn't there. Would I, as a Daredevil fan, as a Marvel Netflix fan, would I have loved to see her in this movie in some capacity,
Hmm.
sure. However, again, I don't necessarily, if somebody didn't tell me she was going to be in the movie, I wouldn't miss her, if that makes sense.
Sure, I like her a lot, but yeah,
I do
I
too.
kind of, I don't know. Do kind of feel like her big return should be Daredevil. You know what I mean?
I do too. I do too.
Yeah, yeah. Are you both gonna watch Carrie? Are you a Carrie fan?
I am not. Like, I haven't really seen anything. I know, what is it? A series that's coming out, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks good from what I've seen, but I'm not well
Hmm.
versed
Sure.
in that. And I know that that's a story, a movie that's been kind of remade or repackaged many times over the years. But
Yes.
is that something that you're interested in covering, or?
It's on the potential.
Okay.
I think they're dropping it all at once, which is kind of maybe we won't because that fucks us
Yeah.
over every time. I'm covering the movies for Pipeline this year though. We're
Oh,
doing like a
okay.
big October. I guess this is a sneak peek for you guys who are not in the Discord, but the plan right now is each week from the last week of September through October, the end of October, is like a horror movie franchise every week. So we're
Okay.
doing some Resident Evil, we're doing some Halloween, we're doing
Ooh.
some Friday the 13th, Clayface. We're ending it all with Clayface at the end of the month, which is all obviously up for change depending on how my schedule works out and who I can book and stuff. Um, but Carrie's kind of how we're starting October because I'm like, well,
Hey,
the
let
show's
me
about to
let
come
me know
out,
about
and
the that Resident Evil talk.
have you seen all the movies?
I have seen videos on all the movies, but I would be down to watch them all.
Okay, all right. You're excited for the new one?
I'm very excited for the new one, yeah,
All right, I'll mentally.
because it's very different. But there's been so many Resident Evil movies. Like there were,
I looked it up today. There's like 12. I'm like, dear
yeah,
God, do I
yeah.
want to do all of them or just the new
There's
one?
yeah, there's one that's very interesting. One that came out relatively recently with, I think it's like Resident Evil, like Welcome to Raccoon City or something like that, where they tried to retell Resident Evil 2 but didn't really do a very good job of it. And it's got what's his name from Victorious is Leon. Is shoot, what's the guy's name? Avanjogia, I believe. He's Leon in that movie, which is interesting.
This is another thing that kind of makes me like Mike Flanagan doing it. It's kind of like, oh, okay, but also binge drop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, all episodes October 7th, 3 days. Yeah, we'll see.
Mm.
We gotta. I know. I think the Friday the 13th show might be more. What is it? Crystal Lake. That one might be easier for us because it's like it is weekly and it'll be very similar to like Welcome to Derry. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Um. Alrighty. Well, do you want to talk about some Marvel rumors, Taz?
Let's do it. Let's hop into the Marvel universe.
Um.
Rumor has it Frank Castle hit an amazing trick shot.
Did he? There's one I was trying to find, and I can't freaking find it. But that's all right. That's all right. Um, let's talk about the big one first. We already talked about this a little bit over on your stream. Um, we have a casting, Taz. Pretty big casting. So for all intents and purposes, and it could still, I guess, not happen technically because technically Marvel Studios themselves hasn't done the hey, this is happening, but
Yeah.
Kid Connor has officially been cast as Cyclops in the X-Men movie, the
Yes.
upcoming X-Men movie. Are you aware of the Kid Connor himself? Do you have
So
any experience with him?
I have not seen anything that he's in. However, I got a little bit of a crash course. I watched the Nano V Movies video this week that he did
Okay.
on this casting and everything like that, and I did see that he was in a show with the actor who plays in what was it in Agatha? Is that that's Billy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So they have a little bit of a connection there.
I love
So
Heartstopper.
yeah,
Love Heartstopper. It's one of my favorite
and
shows.
that was a Netflix show. Yeah.
It was a Netflix show. It just wrapped up with a movie here a couple months ago, about a month ago at this point, which I actually haven't watched yet. We're doing pipeline for that this week, actually. Algorithm stuff will be nice, I guess. But no, I mean, I from what I've seen of that show, and he did Romeo in the Romeo and Juliet adaptation with Richard Zegler like a year
Oh,
ago as well.
interesting.
Um, I mean, that just looks like a young
Yeah,
Scott
I was
Summers
about to say, like,
movie.
literally just like close your eyes and like cover up the top portion of his face. Like, yeah, that's Cyclops. Or like
Yeah, like
tint his glasses red. There's one photo that was floating around. Like he just like looks like Scott Summers. I'm like, okay, cool.
yeah,
And
I know. Like I know some people are complaining because they're like, he's not Cyclops enough. But also, this is supposed to be year one. Scott
yeah,
Summers too, I think, is what people are kind of forgetting. Um, he's not a man yet. Like he's not I
yeah,
think people are thinking of
yeah.
X-Men 97 or even like James Marston.
No,
Um,
they're closer to our like X-Men First Class
yeah,
age mutants
X-Men
than
Evolution,
our
baby.
yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, he's what 22, I think is what I saw. So he and Sadie Sink are like right around the same age, so that definitely confirms that we're going like early 20s for our X-Men cast.
hmm
Um so yeah, and these guys are going to be around for the next 20 years,
Yeah,
you know?
it's so
So,
it's so great. I think sometimes people don't want to let things cook. Like
yeah.
I think people just want to play a game of like Marvel Rivals where all the characters are
Yes,
at their peak
mhm.
with it's like everything is all the same all the time, and if it's not the exact thing I imagine in my mind is bad. It's like let him go on the journey of like movie one, he should be kind of like, for like lack of a better word, he probably should be kind of a wimp. You know what I mean? Like he should be a scared little boy who doesn't know how to use his powers and is,
Mhm.
doesn't know who he is, or and it should be a journey of like self discovery and finding confidence and
Yes.
finding his role and able to lead the team um to its future. I don't know. I
I
like
don't
it
know
a lot.
when I see like again, I didn't know who he was before this and I haven't seen him actually in anything.
Yeah.
But I will say, in the same way that a lot of people just like looked at Sadie Sink and was just like, "Yeah, she's Jean Grey."
Right.
I just look at him and like I've seen people put pictures of them side by side, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, this works." I think I saw you say something on Twitter similar to that. Was like you posted something. Yep,
Like
yep,
they
that's
look
exactly what it
so
was.
good together.
And it's
Like
that picture. That's that picture of him specifically that I'm like, oh, just throw him in some red
yeah.
glasses instead of like the clear glass lenses, and it's like,
I'm
okay.
sorry. People saying he's not bulk enough are insane.
Oh,
Like,
look it up, guys. I saw this on TikTok or something. There's a video of him like a workout video of him training, and I'm like, oh, so he's also a gym bro. So he's cool in my book. That
he did
right
that
there
in
solidified it.
between. He did that like in between seasons of Heartstopper. Like season one, he was kind of a small little guy, and then
Hmm.
season two, he bulked up. He's like, okay, fuck, all right, he's just
Yeah.
doing this now.
What other
Um,
things was he in? I think there was something else more recently that that it was probably for. I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
What has he been in? Oh, no. It's not nothing. It hasn't come out yet. He's in the Elden Ring movie. That's what it is. So that
He
might have
is in the
been
new Elden.
he's
He
going to be in the
is.
Elden
Yes.
Ring movie. That's
Yes.
probably initially why he started putting on some size.
Hmm.
But again, he looks. This is Scott Summers. Like
Yeah.
I think yeah. Like I'm
Young
down with it.
Scott
Cool.
Summers. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the one thing I trust Marvel with, and it's
Casting.
casting.
They've
No
have
matter
they
what.
ever messed it up?
I don't think
Ever.
they've ever missed with a casting of any character,
I
whether their
agree.
movies are good or bad. I don't think there has been one dud casting ever. And you can even go back to the older Hulk movies and stuff. I don't think
Yeah.
the casting was what was wrong with those movies. I don't think the actor
Any
playing the Hulk was bad in any of those.
no. The only time I can think about it, if it's like a race thing where it's like this character should be this ethnicity or whatever, but besides
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah, for the most
pretty
part, all of their actors look
yeah.
dead on accurate as to how they should, look. So
That's not on the casting though, Jeffrey. They just
no,
didn't get it up off the ground. It was
and
fantastic
Mahershala Ali would
casting.
have been a great Blade.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like yes, they messed up not getting the movie out, but the
Yes,
casting
but the
department,
casting itself was
yeah,
not a miss. I can't think of one time that I've seen them cast somebody and have been like, oh, that's a miss. Like that's not.
yep,
Yeah, like
sure,
I don't see this actor as this character. That has never happened.
yeah. I'm ready to let them cook. I think especially like with the X-Men as well, where
Yeah,
it's like,
and we're
um,
pretty great right now with our confirmed cast, right? Like Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, Kit Connor now Cyclops, and then Samara Weaving, Emma Frost,
as yes.
and they all look how they should. What
Do
more
we
can you
think?
ask?
Do you think we're getting casting the official casting at D23?
I hope so because we've seen so much rumored casting and everything. And if we get I know there's rumors of who's playing Beast and who's playing Rogue and all of this. I'd be down with all of those top choices
Mm-hmm.
as well. I think again, all of those are very good picks.
The latest, apparently, like again, scoopers, take it as you will. We kind
Mm-hmm.
of watch this space and we're like, take that with a grain of salt. But apparently, the person they had for Beast is no
Yes.
longer in talks for Beast. Apparently, and
Oh.
so the greatest rumor is that they were set to do it at D23, and now they're like, maybe we'll wait because they don't have the full cast
Hmm.
anymore. That's grain of salt, biggest grain of salt.
Interesting.
Take that as you will, just for conversation's sake. So we'll see. Um, let's let's do a couple more rumored stuff. Now we
Okay.
don't do rumored stuff a lot on here.
Love the rumor mill.
We don't do it a lot, but I just for like conversation's sake, I wanna talk about a couple of these things. Now again, grain of salt. Don't take this stuff too seriously. This is just internet talk, and if these were to happen, how would we feel? The Maximal family will reportedly reunite in Avengers: Secret Wars, and other posts have said that they will have a large role in that film.
Ooh.
Um,
Interesting.
would you be down for the full family to be reunited,
I would.
seemingly featuring Scarlet Witch, which has been previously dead?
I
Dead.
would, and it will definitely be even more dependent on how Vision Quest leaves us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited for Vision Quest because I
Me
loved the
too.
story that started with WandaVision. I think WandaVision into Agatha, I guess WandaVision into Multiverse of Madness into Agatha, and now into Vision Quest. I'm. This is one of the post Endgame MCU stories that I've been the most invested in, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the more mystical, magical side of the universe, which also almost kind of ties a little bit into one of our favorite shows that was not very well received. I will say that Ironheart as well because you've got the Mephisto connection.
Yeah.
And Mephisto being rumored to be a part of the I almost said the Blade movie, the Ghost Rider movie, right? I think if they find a way to tie all of that into itself, and there's some rumors about more Doctor Strange involvement in Doomsday and or Secret Wars that has been kind of right in front of our faces the entire time as well. So I'll be very interested to see how this all plays out. I'm very excited to see how it all plays out. But yeah, I think that this would be a fun thing to see them all reunite as well, especially if we don't get that by the end of Vision Quest, and it feels like there's more story to be told. There's also a possibility that Vision Quest could seemingly kind of wrap everything up. But I think these characters are ones that could certainly stick around for a while. Just because again we haven't seen them in a minute. So
I would agree. I think next to the Thunderbolts, this has been the most consistently built up story in the post
yes,
Endgame world.
Yeah.
um, which is interesting. I don't know. I'm definitely down. I think Vision Quest is going to be bigger than people think. I think it's going to do more than people
I
think.
do. I think it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper hit in the same way WandaVision and Agatha both were. Is people were like, oh, like okay, a Scarlet Witch and Vision show, whatever, or an
Yeah.
Agatha Harkness show, whatever. But I think both of those are top tier echelon for the Disney Plus Marvel shows. Like I don't, I,
Yeah.
I'm hard pressed to say ones that I think are higher quality than both of those in a lot of
Mhm.
ways. Even
Sure.
if I'm a big fan of obviously Daredevil, big fan of not something that you like, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, that sort of thing. I do think both of those shows felt the most like things that the Disney Plus series should be used for in a lot of ways as well.
Sure.
And I could also almost see them because their story has been so intertwined with the Disney Plus series or like the Disney Plus format. We have a lot of blank slates for potential special presentations. So I feel like something to wrap up their story in a special presentation might be one as well.
That's funny that you say that because that's a perfect transition to our next rumored topic here.
Yeah.
One that I'm potentially interested in, if true. Marvel Studios is reportedly developing two special presentation projects for 2027. One will reportedly be focused on a solo character, the other expected to be center on a team. Now,
Calling it
again,
right now, Moon Knight and
no,
What If,
God,
but in live action.
God, oh
Darren's two
God,
favorite things.
oh God. I mean, I'll do more. What if? I'll take that over Moon Knight. What if Moon Knight was good? Maybe does that sound
Oh my
nice?
gosh.
That okay.
I walked right into that one.
I kind of believe this one. I kind of believe it. I don't know. Like we have D23 this week,
Yeah.
but just focus more on like the TV side of things. I think it makes sense that they don't want to do another movie in 2027, because I think they want Doomsday or they want Secret Wars and Doomsday to kind of just be held by their own and build up the anticipation. But I do think it's a nice compromise to be like, here's a couple of specials. Here's a couple of stuff to either I don't know if it would build up to Secret Wars or if it would just be these kind of look, couple of episodes just to hold you over besides Born Again.
Yeah.
If this is true, what do you want to see
Ooh.
realistically? I have
Realistically, realistically, I think we get a Werewolf by Night sequel.
sure.
I think it's a
I mean
safe
that's
bet
kind of
to
been
say that we
confirmed.
get
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'd say it's safe to assume that we get a continuation of something that we've already seen.
Mm.
And then again, depending on how Doomsday goes, depending on if all this Doctor Strange rumor mills and everything is confirmed, depending
Mm.
on if per our last rumor that Vision and Scarlet Witch and the kids and everything have a big role in Secret Wars, I think that would be the perfect opportunity to use a special presentation for them as well to say, okay, this is how we get to Battle World, or this is why we're
You
involved
think
in Secret
just them?
Wars.
You think just them?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to pitch them a little bit and
Okay.
say champions.
Ooh.
If champions are as big of a role in Secret Wars as I thought, make this like almost a backdoor
Give them a
pilot for the
special
champions.
presentation. Okay.
This
I
is
like that.
about how they're forming, like not necessarily their entire story, but this is them like recruiting each other and becoming a team, and then the end is like setting up whatever.
Okay. I like
And
that.
then that could very lead into a champions movie in the later MCU or whatever.
All right.
Um, it could also be like a Defenders something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Defenders, that's been kind of talked about for a while. Um, but yeah, I guess if I had to lock in one, like if I would like lock in your choice, I think Werewolf by Night and Champions are where I'm at right now.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because you could say Werewolf by Night is a solo character, even though there's kind of multiple
yeah,
main players in that, but you can call that a solo character, and then Champions being our team up. That makes
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
And then maybe through that though, then you do get your Mephisto connections, or you do get your, um, through the kids. Obviously, you get more
Hmm.
continuation for Vision and Wanda and all of that. So I think that both of those would be very good ways to hold us over and make it not feel like as much of a wait, even if we're not getting actual movies.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to
Yeah,
pull
you're
up
good.
this one. I thought I saved it. I did not save it. I saved like one slide of it, but I want the full thing.
Okay.
Um, yes, this is what I want. So
This is what we've been waiting for.
I hope this is okay to share because they're calling this a leak. They're calling this thing a leak, but everyone's posting about it. I'm seeing it all over YouTube. Like
I'm telling Kevin Feige.
everyone's treating these as if they're official images from the movie.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's okay, but if the stream gets taken down and I get taken to court, I've loved all of you. Um, I don't know
Oh
if you've seen
yes,
these, but the
I
official. I
have
mean,
seen
I
those.
think I think
Yeah.
since most of these were at Comic Con, like they were showing most of these off, at least three of
Yeah,
these
I don't
off.
think that there's yeah.
So although one of them is pretty revealing, so we got a good look at the. Would this be yellow or is this like a beige?
Like a gold brown, like
Orange?
almost like a tan
Orange?
brown.
Yes. Okay, let's go one by one. What do we think? I'm gonna ask you which character, if these are known characters that we already know,
Hmm.
who are they? So if you had to pick, who do you think this one is?
Agatha.
You think that's Agala? Okay, fair enough. I would have figured she would have been purple, but maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I was thinking like Sylvie. I could see
It's
Sylvie.
kind of regal though. Like
Yeah, maybe. Fair enough. Um, wait, how do I? Okay, green. Green is. We were theorizing this is the one that is at the end of Fantastic Four, right? That's the one that we were theorizing.
yes. Yeah. That could have been at the end of Fantastic Four. Um I don't know. Yeah, let's go Sylvie. Let's
This could be
because
Sylvie.
green. Yeah.
I heard
Let's
someone
go
say
with our
death.
Loki connections.
I heard someone say like Aubrey Plaza death. That would be
But that would
sick.
be like a
That
black
would
or
be.
a purple, I think though.
You think? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe. Maybe.
Sylvie would be
Sylvie
green. Yeah.
could be. Yeah. Okay. Purple Wanda. Maybe.
No,
I guess
I'm going with the Doctor Strange theory that purple is what's her face from the post credit scene of Doctor Strange.
this could be one too. Actually, this
That's
seems
true.
very Wanda.
Okay, yeah.
I could
How
see
about
that.
that? Yeah,
The
let's say
little
one.
like she does that like hand thing that she does. She's
Okay,
kind of
okay. I'll
maybe.
lock that in. Let's say Wanda. Let's say Sylvie. Let's say again. What's her name at the end of what's
Oh
the
fuck.
actress's?
Um, Clea.
Shoot.
Is that it? Clea's
Yeah.
the character. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I don't. I don't know who the hell that is. I still don't
She's a
know.
Doctor Strange character.
Sure. Yeah. I.
And
I want to see her
she was wearing
again, but
purple in the post credit scene.
sure.
So
And then this is the one people are kind of
Doctor
talking about.
Strange because he's got the third eye, right?
Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah.
Could also be Bullseye. I think you sent me that meme, right? Where it's like, it's Bullseye. Doctor Strange makes sense to me. I mean, that happened in the comics, right? Where like Doctor Strange works for Doom or whatever.
Yeah.
If that's our or if that's our Strange, or if it's another one, I think that makes sense.
No, that's James Olsen from Supergirl.
Oh God. Oh, you know what, James Olsen, I'll take it. As long as
Yeah.
it's not Jimmy Olsen, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. This would also make sense why he isn't in the movie where it's like he's in
Right.
the movie. He's one of the big secrets in the movie. I
Yes.
remember it's probably a year ago at this point, but like he made thing like, yeah, I'll be filming the upcoming Avengers Doomsday, and then the
And
very
then
next
he
day he had to be like,
backtracked and he's like, actually,
uh.
no, I'm
Guys,
not
I'm
in that
actually
one.
not in the movie. And like at the time, we thought it was because he mistaken Doomsday for a new Doctor Strange. It's kind of what I
Hmm.
thought back then. I
Or
was like,
that he
oh,
mistook Doomsday and Secret Wars, like he didn't necessarily. He knew
sure,
he was filming
yeah,
an Avengers movie, but he just didn't know which one. Also, too, has Secret Wars started filming yet? I thought they were filming them back to back. I guess not. No.
not yet, not
That's so
yet.
weird. That's
Don't
so
get me
weird that
started.
they're gonna do it in like a year.
It's a little concerning.
I don't like the crunch time. Like I really don't. Like I think for
Guardian.
Spider-Man that works because again, there's not a ton of CGI and stuff. But unless they're already, even if they're not filming the movie, if they're already like working on graphics and effects and things like that for,
Hmm.
but can you even do that? I mean, I guess you can start building the sets and the assets and stuff digitally, but
Is
I
it
don't
filming
know.
this month?
So
I do.
that's a year and a half. That's still not a lot of time.
I do think there's a small chance that maybe it gets pushed. And I don't want to say that,
Yeah.
but
I
maybe,
would
but like
honestly not be upset if it gets pushed to, let's say, May
early.
28th.
May's so late though, because then
I
you have to
know,
push
but think about,
everything.
I think about Avengers movies. I think of like April, May time. You know?
Although I feel like Avengers could fuck anytime. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I feel like they could put
yeah,
a thing out in like Feb. I think I
yeah,
could see March. I could see March because I think what was it, one of them came out in April. Was it
yeah.
Infinity
That was
War?
Endgame. No, that
Was it
was Endgame.
Endgame?
Yeah,
I
Endgame
think
came out
they
at the
could
end of April.
I think, and yeah, I think these movies are one of the rare examples. They could put this out in January, and they would make $1 billion. I think,
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
they
matter
could,
when yeah, it does not matter.
sure,
They
and
could they
actually,
could drop it like September 27th and
sure,
nobody would care.
yeah, like maybe February, maybe they could, and they already have a date in February, because I know this is like a different kind of movie, but they have Ice Age coming out February 27th. No, that would be 28. I'm sorry, that'd be
Yeah.
28. That's a different. Okay,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could do it. Maybe X-Men, but no, they would not put X-Men before Secret Wars.
No,
See,
no, because you
guys,
need
Secret
Secret
Wars
Wars
has
to
to come
have
first.
X-Men. Yeah.
Secret Wars has to come first.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghost Rider, but still, I think they won.
No, you
I think
can't
Secret
do,
Wars. Yeah,
and then you just go into the whole issue that we've had previously where just things are out of order.
this is a good point, Tyler. I do think the Hunt for Gollum is hoping that they'll skedaddle. It would absolutely push the whole slate
It
back. It would
would.
100%, which is why
Which is
I'm
what,
really hoping it doesn't happen.
and it's also why I think it's a big issue of them announcing movies so far in advance that aren't even being like, maybe they're in the very early stages of scripting, but I would be willing to bet my entire YouTube career or lack thereof on the fact that there's no script for Secret Wars until day
Recently.
one of filming.
Well, yeah, I mean, but there's
They announced both of
Avengers.
them. They can announce both of them,
Yeah,
and there's nothing but an idea on a couple sticky notes in Marvel HQ.
well, that's kind of how Doomsday was too. I've heard it was kind of like,
Yes,
I mean, and I think there needs to be a compromise, because I think sometimes that's okay to an extent. I
I
think
want
you
an
do have
I
to
need
have,
an out. I need like at least an
yeah,
outline,
yeah,
right? And that's the issue. I think also too, like, not to get into a Star Wars debate or anything, but that's the issue that the sequel trilogy had. Is there was no plan, there was no outline. It was a movie by movie basis. And at
sure.
least there they
I
weren't
agree with
trying to
that.
rush out movies or anything like that. But here it's Marvel, so they're trying to go as
Yeah,
fast as they can and get these movies out. Like, I don't know. To me, I would give more, I would want to have either more time in between them, or don't announce these movies. Maybe announce both of them after Doomsday has already been filmed and you're about to start filming Secret Wars, right? then tell me, okay, Doomsday's coming out this year, Secret Wars is coming out whenever.
Sure.
But to announce both of them so early, you're just giving your then creatives a very unrealistic or at least
Yeah.
unhealthy time crunch. And that's the issue that we've run into now for the last, 5+ years.
I
So,
think Avengers needs it's tough because I agree. They need a better hey, this is
yeah.
what the film is, but also they're a movie where they'll be on set and be like, oh wait, you can get this person? Yeah, get him in here, and then we have to try
hmm
and rewrite some of it.
And I don't have a problem with making stuff up on the fly, but I would
Yeah,
much rather us have an
I
outline.
agree.
Like say when you sit down to record a video, right, you have a general idea of what you're going to
Yeah,
talk about. You don't just turn on the camera and just say, all right, whatever I say is what I say.
sure.
You're like, okay, these are the topics that I want to talk about, even for the stream, right? There's no script, but like, okay, these are our segments, these are
Sure.
our topics, right?
Yeah,
We've got a rough outline of where we want this to go, rather than just sitting down and being like, all right, guys, I'm here for 2 hours, what do we talk about?
sure.
you know
And I bet there is like I think they know I think there is probably an outline, but I think yeah, I think these movies run into and I think that's what I think maybe that's why you got Russo's attached. I think that's why you have Kevin so close to it because I think the Russos are really good at being flexible. I think is probably
Mhm.
why they're so good at these movies is they can be like, "Oh, you need to change the entire third act. All right, let's do it and let's do it this way, this way, this way." Um I don't know. We'll see. We
Yeah,
shall see.
we shall see.
Um we shall see. When do you think this is? Maybe next year Comic Con. Maybe,
I don't know,
maybe.
I don't want them to announce anything until after Doomsday comes out, to be honest. Like, let us
Yeah,
finish this, and then you can tell us what's going to happen.
I think next
Because
San Diego Comic Con might.
I don't think they're going to do another. I don't think they're going to do a slate yet. I think we're going to get very similar to what we got this year, next year as well. Is
Mhm.
maybe a couple projects, a couple castings, and that's it.
I think you can have a slate, but have it be mostly empty. Like, just show the like, all right, X Men's here, Black Panther's here, Ghost Rider's here, and then maybe one or two other things. Put maybe a show on there or something like that. I don't know. It's like 5 projects. I don't ever want
Yeah,
us to get to a point where we're doing more than 5 projects at a time, ever again. I
yeah.
saw really quickly. Let me bring that up actually really quickly. I bookmarked it because I thought it was so fascinating. Looking back on it, and it was the 2019 panel. It was July 20th, 2019, San Diego Comic Con. They announced. Look at this. They announced Black Widows, Eternals, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi, WandaVision, Loki, Doctor Strange 2, What If, Thor, Love and Thunder, Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, X-Men, they apparently announced all the way back then. That's kind of crazy. Fantastic Four, Blade, which never came out, and Guardians 3. Dear God,
That's
that was insane.
insane.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16,
As
17.
cool as that is, Feige, never do that again, please.
I don't think that was Feige, though.
Like,
I think that was Bob Chapek's. I
ah,
think I think they were like put out more content. And in fairness, this is also them launching Disney Plus where they needed
yeah,
new
and I will say
content. But
75% of that stuff has come out now. So,
more than that, yeah, everything
80, yeah,
but Blade and
Blade and
X
X-Men.
Men.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think X Men was probably just a like, hey, we're doing that someday, sort of a thing.
yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. Almost a decade worth of things in one panel. And again,
hmm
I think this is Bob. I think they did the same thing with Star Wars. They did the same thing with a lot of the franchises. Where like, hey, let's do streaming and let's put all this stuff out and let's do this. And it was very
Yeah,
clear that these things were not ready to be announced. These were pitches. They had a pitch for Blade. They had a pitch for Fantastic Four. They had a pitch for X Men. They
yeah,
had a pitch for some of this earlier stuff was okay. Like I think up until I don't know, like Thor: Love and Thunder, like this maybe should have been it. This right here, all
yeah,
of this stuff, like this is all insane,
yeah.
absolutely insane. But again, I think we're on the right track.
I do too.
I think they've learned their lesson of what not to
Yeah,
do.
hopefully.
Um, and now we can kind of move forward and I think we're in there. I think we're in the like repair arc for Marvel and trying to get things back
Yes.
on track and oh, that jazz. Okay, I want to talk about a thing that you've allowed me these last couple months to have a platform to talk about.
All right.
New Ben 10 issue dropped a couple days
Nice.
ago, about a week ago. New arc dropped. The start of the next arc dropped. And I think I can confidently say, and slight spoilers ahead if you have not caught up with the new Ben 10 issue, but I think I can confidently say that each episode has got a little better and better. I think each issue expands on the world a little bit, gives us a little bit more of a taste. Are you familiar with Zombozo, Taz? Do you
Yes.
remember Zombozo
I
from
do.
your time in Ben
I
10?
do. I do.
Heck yeah.
Here, nerd out about Ben 10. I will be right back.
He's gonna go. He's leaving us. He said, "Fuck Ben 10. I don't want to talk about it." Um, but no, issue number 4, which is like the start of a new story arc, the new arc, if you will. I was very excited for this one because we're finally out of the like status quo of kind of the like, I think the first 3 issues were like, hey, let's kind of introduce all the things and all the characters. Why is he Pennywise? Yeah, he's definitely more Pennywise. He's definitely more Pennywise in this show than he is Joker. Like there was a lot of Joker inspiration in his original debuts, I think, and now they've leaned a lot further into the Pennywise of it all. Haven't read it yet. Gwen needs to get. I think they're waiting a while for that. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. I think we're going to wait a while for that. But yeah, this episode I think kind of fully establishes the new status quo of this world. All the introductions are in place, and now we're kind of just living in this world, and it's kind of what I wanted. And we're kind of starting to see they like tease very hard that like the first 3 was kind of setting it up, and it was kind of things you've seen before. Now onward, it's like a completely fresh story with a completely fresh narrative, and kind of where we're going with the season. And I'm definitely very much enjoying it. Kind of where we're going. You see the bones of that classic episode, especially kind of as you get into it. You see the like, okay, Grandpa's been taken over. We're doing the mind control esque of it all. Ben is still terrified of clowns, which is very, very makes sense. Makes sense. I like that we're keeping that fear. The dial thing is interesting as well because I think we are officially doubling down on that. He's back. Hello, welcome back.
I'm back.
You're back. I was
I had
just
to go
talking
fight
about.
Zombozo.
Oh, incredible. We had a lot of transformations this week, Taz, and I was telling them that I think we have officially confirmed, I think, that he cannot choose who he turns into.
Oh,
I've been waiting
interesting.
to see. I've been waiting to see if like it's just like a animation thing and they just haven't shown it yet. But he's transformed about like 4 to 5 different times in this issue, and each time he just kind of slams it down. There is a point where he goes like, "I wanted 4 arms." It's like, but you didn't dial 4 arms, buddy. You just slapped.
Interesting. Does he not know that he can dial it?
I don't know. Either he doesn't know how. Either I'm kind of down with the idea that that's something that he gets later. Very same with like from like classic to Alien Force, he learns how to like change mid transformation, right? Where he can be like, oh, I'm this alien, now I can go to this one, and that's something he had to learn and evolve.
Just
and
unlock.
I am down. Yeah, like I'm kind of down with the idea that like, oh, this is just like an upgrade he gets later on, and something that he gets better, or something like that would be very cool. But yeah, this was the big first like Zombozo episode or arc. I assume it's gonna be a 3-episode arc. Pretty not semi similar to how it was before. I was telling them he's previously he was a lot more Joker coded. He was very inspired by Joker. Now he feels way more inspired by like a Pennywise. They're leaning into the zombie, the demon side of it.
Interesting.
they've also I really liked how this issue leaned into the monster side of it, where
Okay.
we talked about this previously. These aliens look very monsterish. They are
Hmm.
very monsterish, and that's kind of why Zombozo is like interested in them. He's like, these creatures, I want them as part of my freak show. I want them as part of my my guild of heroes and stuff like that. I think that's very cool. This is also the first issue Ben is having fun with the watch. Like the first 3 issues are him um like just it's like introducing everything. And this episode we get to see him fully as a kid. He turns into Heat Blast in a grocery store, which was a choice. He turns into Forearms inside the RV.
Well,
He
as you said, not a choice though.
Sure. But he still chose to turn into them in the grocery store, which was
Oh, just turn
just to
into
kind
an
of like
alien, just
mess with
in
Gwen. It's like,
general. Okay.
hey, buddy, you're gonna burn down the grocery store, not your greatest, you know. And then he turned into Accelerate to play some like fair games.
Okay.
And Max kind of on edge the whole episode because he knows that the military is after the watch and after them. So he's kind of like,
Mhm.
hey, don't draw attention to us. We're gonna, you know. And also, like we're building on the road trip idea. We're
Mhm.
now at the circus, which is our first kind of our first like big road trip choice, which is interesting. We got Stinkfly as well this week.
Oh,
I think
nice.
first appearance of Stinkfly. Not my favorite design for him, if I'm being honest. I think he's a little too. I don't know. He's very praying mantis coded, which I like
Okay.
praying mantises, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I always thought he was more like a dragonfly, you know.
yeah. I'm also not the biggest Stinkfly fan to begin with. He's like I think
Yeah.
he's fine. I think every time they switch up his design in Omniverse, and I think it looks fine. I don't like how he looks in reboot. It's better than the reboot here, but
Mhm.
he's fine. Um, we're building on the Vilgax story as well in this
Okay.
issue. We see him looming inside the ship, and they're like tracking these various alien DNAs. Or like, why is a Pyronite on Earth, and why is this alien Earth? And now they're seemingly heading to the wasteland that is planet Earth. So we're
Mm.
inching closer to what I assume is the Vilgax arc. Ben is also starting to have nightmares about him, which is something
Hmm.
Classic also did, where he would have these in Classic. It seemed like it was a thing where he was doing it. It was on purpose, where he was going into Ben's mind and tormenting
Right.
him and stuff.
Right.
Here, that doesn't seem the case. It seems like it's more just like visions or like what's going to like. It doesn't seem like he's doing it to him yet.
Hmm.
So we'll see. I don't know. It's interesting. But the episode kind of ends with a mind-controlled Grandpa Max as he's been taken over by
Ooh.
Zombozo, and he's freaked out by a giant bug monster chasing him, basically.
Okay.
Although this time Gwen is not taken over in the classic episode. Gwen is
Hmm.
taken over along with Grandpa Max. So I assume it's going to be them working together to free him this time around.
Nice.
Um, I'm also curious how he's going to take him down this time, because in classic, it's Ghost Freak that does it, that like
I was
scares the
about
shit out
to
of him.
ask. Yeah, is there a ghost freak in here, or
There's
did
not.
they cut him from the original roster? Right.
He is one of the cut ones, at least for now. Duncan has talked about how they're all technically in there. He just might not have them yet, sort of idea. So I doubt they would do it as early as issue 5 or 6, though. I feel like that's a issue 50 or something, that you start to do some of these other,
Yeah.
aliens and stuff. So we'll see.
Okay.
Mr. Bauman's also confirmed in this episode. I don't know if you remember Mr. Bauman. Um,
No.
okay, I think that's past your time. Mr. Bauman he's introduced at the end of Ultimate Alien, but
Okay.
they make him a reoccurring character in Omniverse. He's kind of more of a bit character typically. The whole idea is
Hmm.
that he has a store, Ben always has to go into the store and he's trashing the place. He's like, no, Ben, don't trash the store. It's more of a bit character.
Okay.
But just overall, it's a nice little Easter egg. It's more of a, hey, if you know this, you know that. Not anything really plot thing. It's just like, hey, this thing exists in this world, and we can
Yeah.
confirm that this thing exists. So
Nice.
yeah, solid issue. I'm liking where it's going. They're
Nice.
taking a month off next month. There won't be an issue in September, which makes me sad. I would have liked. I don't know. I feel like if I had my way, I would have taken August off, and then
Hmm.
had September, October, November be like the creepy issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you would think, but
Yeah.
what do I know? It's fine. It's fine. What does this comment say? Makes me sad. That's why I didn't watch the reboot series. They never made her a witch. Gwen is why I watched the show, and I love all the hex. And do they not make her a witch in the reboot? I haven't finished their reboot, so I don't know. But that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. I want them to take their time with the Gwen Powers thing, certainly. And then the question is always, how do you do that? Will she have magic, or is she an alien? Or are they going to do a crossbreed between the two? We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Alrighty. I do have a Ted Lasso to talk about, but I think I'll wait for that, as I don't want to talk about two things you haven't consumed back.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about Superman, Taz?
Let's do it. Let's do it. My adventures.
Let's talk about Superman. Where's the logo? Superman. Episode 9.
My adventures. Yeah.
Episode 9, penultimate.
Some crazy stuff happened this week.
I feel like they need more episodes, man.
Yeah, I don't know what they've been doing this season. I really don't. I think I said this last week, maybe, is that this season has felt like it's been half the episodes that it's actually been, because that's the episodes where the plot has really actually moved in the nicest way possible.
And I don't think it's even an issue with like the season as a whole. It's just like
the way they're telling the story.
I don't know how we wrap things up next week.
Yeah, I mean it's a normal length episode, right? As far as I'm aware.
I don't know how we do this in 20 minutes.
No. Not a lot can happen in 20 minutes, because we spent all 20 minutes just prepping for the final battle this week.
Feels like, and maybe I'll have the same kind of criticisms I'm going to have with X-Men later on in the stream.
Okay.
Because like we're kind of in the same boat. I feel like we're like, this stuff is good. It's a good season. Like everything we're getting is good. But maybe they could have used like a 12 episode season. You know what I mean? Especially if they're only going to be 20-minute episodes.
Or focus to the story of some of these side quest episodes a little bit more, or condense them.
Trim down. Jimmy Olsen turns into a turtle episode. You know?
Yeah.
Focus on that.
I would say even in a 10-episode season, if like 7 of them are pertaining to the main plot actively moving us forward, I'm okay with that. But in a 10-episode season where, again, like I said, I think like half the episodes were quote-unquote filler, right? Then that just...
I'd say 4, right? I'd say there's like 4 filler... I guess that depends on what you.
I have to look at the. Hold on, I gotta look at the episode list for this.
Okay, season. You had the first episode, which is I think the first 2 were pretty, not super focused, but they were on track. And then episode 3 was definitely filler. I think episode 4 was also filler. And then 5 was filler.
So
I mean, no. 5 was...
Okay, so Bizarro first episode, Toyman is the second episode, so that's good. Then you got your Worms episode. Filler.
Yeah.
Episode 4 was the first appearance of John. Yes.
Okay, so that one's good. So 4 and 5 are good. Right?
4 and 5, yeah, and then 5 is Death of Superman. 6 is the Gala, which is filler. 6 and 7 are both filler. 8 is good.
So 3 filler, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Not too bad. Like
Not
one
too
of those
bad,
episodes. Yeah, just trim.
But it's just been it's been so, I guess, messing up with the momentum of the season.
Remove the Gala episode, and I think you're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, I think the pacing, I guess that's the best way to put it, right? Is the pacing of this season has just been off. And again, it's not like the actual content of the season itself has been bad. It's just how the content has been paced out over these 9 episodes now going on episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it also almost felt like we were building to one story. We finished it. We had filler episodes. Oh, wait, no, there's a second story happening that could have already been happening, but then they waited too long.
Hmm.
Again, I'm guessing this is meaning that we're going to get more of this carrying over into a potential season 4, but we don't even know if season 4 is going to happen. And I
Yeah.
don't like the fact or the idea of them creating this season with the intent of wrapping up the story in the next season rather than trying to finish it all up in one
I don't
season,
I don't
you
feel
know?
good about episode or season 4. There's a very historic bad um history with shows going into their final episodes not being renewed. It
Yeah.
rarely goes well. There's typically at least a couple episodes into your season are like, yeah, you're picked up.
Mhm.
I think going to San Diego without and not announcing it there was my big red flag.
Did this
Big
show
red
have
flag.
any presence at well, it did. They
Yes, it
showed
had a whole panel.
off. Yeah,
Had a
okay.
whole panel. They showed off an episode. Jack Quaid was there. They teased this episode, I guess. They showed, yeah. Um,
So for them to not announce, yeah,
that means they
it's
didn't
a little
know.
worrying.
The fact they didn't know 2 weeks, I don't. I don't know. It's not a great look.
No.
Um, so I might go into next week's episode with the mentality that, hey, this is the last episode until we hear otherwise. That being said, great episode. I thought this
Yes,
was
it still
up
was a
there.
very good episode. Yeah.
It's a very good episode. I don't want to down this
No,
episode
this is
by
more so
complaining
just
about the season.
the season
Yeah,
in general. Yeah, and we can talk more about it next week after the finale and kind of
yeah.
how we're feeling after that. But
Hmm.
yeah, man, I think overall though, good episode. I liked the fact that we got some ties into season 2 with this episode as well, with a lot of the Brainiac stuff, getting a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more backstory on that with Clark on his journey to get his powers back, which is an interesting choice with the fact that he actually has to physically go get his powers back, or at least he thinks he does. I think by the end, we're going to realize that Clark could have powered himself back up the whole time. I think it's kind of like a Spider-Man 2 thing
Sure.
where he thinks his powers are gone because he just believes that his powers are
Hmm.
gone,
Sure.
wherein
It's
they're
a mental
actually
thing. Yeah.
there. Yes, exactly. He just needs to get past that mental block, recharge from the sun a little bit, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I did. I think I can confidently say Brainiac is my favorite thing about this show, though. I
Yeah.
love Michael Emerson's Brainiac.
Yeah.
I love him a lot. I think he might be one of my favorite cast for a DC
Really.
character because I love him so much. It's such a perfect casting. Again, I'm just a fan of him. I'm a big Lost guy. You guys know that. So I'll always take more Ben Linus when I can. But he just plays such a perfect villain. And to the point with like when we were getting rumors about him for Man of Tomorrow, I'm like, just get him back. He's so perfect. He's so great as a character.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
but yeah, I think doing the prequel, like doing the early Krypton Day stuff, and be like, oh, you were the guy, you were that person, and yet you
You
couldn't
were the
see.
Kaluan.
Yeah, like you would think if you went through this, you would have more sympathy with what you were doing, and maybe not have done all the bullshit that you did.
Right.
But hurt people, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how that works. It's a trained behavior of like, well, this must be how things are done. If I was treated like this, then everybody should be treated like
Yeah.
this, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. I know Jack Quaid said this was his favorite performance as Clark Kent up until this point, and I get it. I think
Yeah.
I don't. I would have to go back and see if I don't know if I would agree, but he gives a great performance when he's like, "No, I won't do it. No, you
Yeah.
can't make me."
Yeah. I do think he was really good in the season 2 finale as well.
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah,
tough one to live up to.
I was trying to like. I'm trying to think like there's good episodes, but I'm trying to think like a performance wise of like what is his best like performance. And I'd say season 2 is up there, and then I would have to rewatch the like Death of Superman. Death of Superman. I feel like he did some great vocal stuff there as
Hmm.
well. Um, Tyler, what up, Tyler? I don't think I've seen you in chat. I haven't said hi yet, but hi, Tyler. How's it going, buddy? Fully expecting my Adventure Superman cape not to be renewed. Sadly, I feel better about my adventures than I do with capes
Yes.
right now. But not great about either.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
we neither of us have finished Caped. How far are you into it? Just
just a
you've
five.
just done
I
the
have
first
not.
five?
Yeah, maybe we can circle back around next week and we can fully do like a season on that as well.
We
Finish
got so
that
much
up.
stuff
But
next week. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
yeah, you know what? We'll put a pin in it. We'll do that. I know it'll be a long break since it came out, but we'll do the week following because both Superman and X Men
X
will
Men
be
will be
over.
off the air.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
let
idea.
I'll be late, but we will do it, guys. I promise. um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I hope it does. This is also a really good point that I think is interesting. I don't know if James Gunn can renew My Adventures of Superman because the WB Paramount merger. This did come out a couple of days ago that apparently there are big things at DC and Warner Bros. As a whole they can't touch right now because of the merger. Um, which is I think a good thing and a bad thing. One is like, oh, it's not a personal thing. It's like they physically can't. On the bad side, you may see a lot of popular shows get canceled, not because they're
For
physically
no fault of their
canceled,
own. Yeah.
but it's like when you don't move on a production, they can't just keep it in limbo. Typically, like
Hmm.
they can obviously bring it back later, but it's like Young Justice is a very similar thing where like it was never canceled. They just never went back to production. A lot of shows have ended that way, where it's just like, well,
Yeah.
they never went back. They didn't care enough to push to
There was
bring them
never
back.
another episode. The show got canceled after that.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I feel a little bit better about my adventures just because we have we got Green Lantern coming out, and it feels like
Yeah.
they like why would they greenlight that show if they didn't have faith and have at least plans to move forward? You know what I mean? Like that was post James Gunn and all that stuff. So like I don't think he has an issue with this little side of the DC universe going forward, especially with like there's not a lot of DC stuff coming out every year, so I think it's smart to have these little animated shows in the corner to fill out the gap for the younger kids and just other. I don't know, not even younger kids. I don't really think these shows are that young, if you will. Just
No, I
fans.
don't think
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess back to story stuff this week is
Yeah.
you have Clark trying to get his powers back. He's at the fortress. He went there with I almost said with Brainiac. He went there and confronted Brainiac, and he went there with Bizarro. Bizarro's wearing the black suit, which is very interesting to see it. I kind of thought we'd get a black suit Superman by the end of it, maybe. Maybe that's how he returns. Is it's his in the same
Yeah.
vein as like that the solar absorption suit to
I'm
help
shocked he
kickstart
didn't
his
get his powers
powers.
back this week. I
I
was
am
really
too.
expecting him
They've been
to.
dragging this non-powered Clark for a while.
Wow. But
So,
I'm not really complaining because I think this week has officially solidified Kara as my favorite version of Supergirl.
okay.
I really like her. I really like what they've done with her. Like the moment where it's like they'll work for you, but they follow Kara's orders as she's in the
Yeah.
shining light. I'm like, oh, let's fucking go. This is awesome. This is so sick. They've done so much great work with her this season, and she's now such a capable leader on her own. She's really standing out. They've really done a great job at making her own three-dimensional character. Obviously sucks they had to sideline Superman to do that, but
Yeah.
if it's only a one season thing, I don't really have much of an issue with it as long as we get another season and he's becomes the focus again. I'm fine with what they've done with her this season because she is
Yes.
just so fucking cool. She's so sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say is they very much so set her up to either helm her own show if they wanted her to, or be a large part of my adventures going forward.
Yeah,
So I think again they did a very good job of not only developing this version of Supergirl, but I think really showing her journey, how much she's changed from where we met her in season 2 to now where she is currently. You know,
it's crazy to think it's the same character.
yeah, it
The same
is. It
girl who's
is.
eating like 2 hot dogs at the same time in a hospital bed is the same, like,
Yeah,
genocidal character we met in season 2.
yeah.
Was very fun.
Even at the beginning of this season, she's like,
Yeah.
"Is this a dog? No. Is this a dog? No."
No, 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 no.
um, we get our training montage
That was sick
at
too.
the
Yeah,
Argus base. More kind of anime references. We finally get the big sword for John this week. I know
that
we've
was
been
so
talking about that for a
fucking
little
sick.
while. It's the what is it? I guess the Trunks sword from Dragon Ball. It's kind of what he's got there.
I think you just give characters swords, they become 50% cooler.
Yeah,
Like, shout out to my
doesn't
boy
make
Kurt. We'll talk
doesn't
about
make
him
him any
later, but
stronger.
I don't care. It's so, like, give anyone a sword and they're significantly cooler. Like, I love the idea of like Kryptonians with a sword. They don't need the sword. It doesn't do
Yeah,
shit, but it's awesome. I
yeah,
love
it
it.
is. It's very cool. No,
Um, when I know we're jumping to the end, but when the
the Eradicator.
oh, the yeah, that whole sequence comes out, it's like,
Yeah,
slices them. I'm
you just
like, let's
slice him. I'm like,
fucking
oh,
go.
cool, cool, we're good.
Let's freaking go. He was
He
that whole sequence is the most anime the show has ever been.
yes,
That felt fully. I don't even watch Dragon Ball, but that's fully out of a Dragon Ball.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm watching One Piece. That's out of like a One Piece. Like,
It's fully
it's
out of a Dragon Ball. Great quote.
it's that totally Dragon Ball, 100% Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
No, that was fun. And yeah, he does the like anime villain thing where it's like, you think that's it? Oh, you have no idea.
should have gone
Um,
for the head.
Man, no, that was sick. That was awesome. I don't know where that's going. The thing where it's like, I'm gonna make sure Superman never, what is it, never exists, or like never whatever. Are we
Yeah.
doing like a Krypton thing? Are we doing a thing where like, is that next season where Superman just never existed in the first place? Is that a plot line
Oh,
we do?
yeah.
Um, that'd be interesting. I don't know how that works. I feel like, I don't know. Like, is it like a Flashpoint thing where like the first 2 episodes are this like alternate reality where like Kara's still working for Brainiac and Jimmy is like a loser that doesn't work at the Daily Planet, and Lois doesn't open up. Is it going to be like a that kind of thing? Um,
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious. He's cool. He's very awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of the I think that's the show's biggest downfall is that their villains kind of usually suck. And not even suck, but like their like character designs kind of suck, and they're not like cool to look at. This guy's cool to look at, and I really like what they've done with him. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see where
do.
that
I do
goes.
too. I do too. And I think too also another interesting part of the episode this week. Obviously, we got everything going on with Argus. We get a lot more Amanda Waller. I once again do really like this version of the character. She's
Mm-hmm.
still very much so just like a hardened general, hardened leader.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not taking any crap from Lex. Like Lex is just being
Mm-hmm.
annoying this season, to the fact that we even got a scene where Jimmy, who has also been almost equally
That's
as annoying,
Yeah.
is like, "Hey Lex, like stop being a jerk and
There was
just
such a
help
good
us."
line. Hold on. What was the line where it's like, be the hero that you think you are, or be the villain you don't want to be, or like something like
Yeah,
that, or
something
like
along
just
those
be the
lines
villain.
is be yeah, what did he
It was
say?
like such a banger line. I'm like, holy shit, what a bar.
Become the hero you think you are, or stays the villain everyone and sees you as, or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. It was such a banger line. And I am a little concerned because I was like, are we doing like a Lex Luthor redemption arc here? Like, it kind of
Yeah,
felt like in a
already.
way where it's like, I don't know if I want that. Not to say you can't ever do that, because I think there's versions of that work, and that can work for him being more of an anti-hero. But I think he has to be a good villain first, and
Yes.
he's not. He's always on that
Right.
line.
He just said
He's
simply admit you're the villain.
or admit you're
That's
the
it.
villain. Yeah, be the
That's
hero
it.
that you want to be, or just admit you're the villain. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I don't know. I don't want. And maybe if he was cooler, I might be more okay with it, But he's so fucking lame, and he's so like I just want him to go full on, just psychopath and evil, and he's not. He's just not. He's just not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy. No, no,
Mark, you're not him.
no. I don't know. We'll see. I keep giving him a chance. I'm like, oh, now I'll like him, and I haven't yet, and that's a shame. But I do agree. I think this is probably it might be one of my favorite versions of Amanda Waller outside of um DCU,
Right.
names blanking me, but whatever. I think she's one of the more nuanced versions of this character we've seen so far.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she's a no shit kind of lady, but she also had sometimes Amanda Waller can cross a little stupid to me. There are times where I'm like, get a like even that version of her, like her and Suicide Squad, were like, blow them up right now. I'm like, give them a fucking chance. Or you're being
Yeah.
stupid. You're being ridiculous. And I feel like she rides that line of like, all right, I'll see you out. When Kara is there, she doesn't really want to, but she's like, no, this is best. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let them have
Well,
this. This is
she's actually being rational right now,
yeah,
which is a departure from where we see her a lot of
yeah.
times. But I like that departure.
She's more black and white than typically. I feel like Amanda's usually she's in the red, or she's on one side or the other, fully 100%, and
Yeah.
she's a version that's like, okay, let me think. you know,
Yeah.
like even at the end, I think it's fair to look at the situation at the end of last week's episode and be like, no, arrest all the people with crazy alien powers because they're going to kill people. But she thought about it. She's like, no, nope, I've heard it out. I think you're right. I do think it's on Lex, but also I
Yeah.
think it's reasonable to be like, well, Superman's gone, Kara's injured. I need you two to do the thing because you're
Yeah.
the only ones left that can possibly do this. And while I want to push back on that, I get it. I do get it. And I think she handled it well. I'm really enjoying her. I'm really enjoying that story arc.
I am too.
Yeah, that's fun. We had some nice the stuff with the kids are fun. I'm not loving John, but I think that's the point. I think he's supposed to be a little dickwad, I think.
Yeah. No, sorry, not John. Jonathan. Thank you very
Jonathan. Yes,
much.
you're right. You're right. But he came around in the end, I think. He's
Yeah,
you know,
he needed a little pep talk.
yeah, classic CW speech to do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
But also I get it. That's the point. This was a situation where nothing that Lois was going to say was going to like he was in a mood, and there's nothing that she could have said to have fixed the
Right.
situation. It was either you love them or you don't care enough about me. There was an in between. But I did think it was interesting that you're always going to I think being the son of Superman and being the new Superman, there's always going to be this element of you're never him. You're never fully living up to his legacy, and
Right.
it's going to be infinity imposter syndrome for the rest of your life, which is a really interesting thing to tackle, I think, especially when you're in an apocalypse hell space, and there's always going to be this idea of if he was here, would he be able to fix this in a quicker time than I have failed to do time and time again, and stuff like that, which I think is very interesting. And then a great scene between Laura, is that it? Laura?
Oh
The
yeah,
daughter.
yeah, Laura. Yeah.
Laura. Yeah, that was a very nice scene. She seems to take more after Clark, like we talked about last week. More just chill and level headed and willing to have a normal conversation. Which is, yeah, I don't know. I'm liking that. It's very, very cute scene. very similar to her future self, which was nice. Yeah, I don't know. Great stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I like too the fact that we've really seen now over these two episodes kind of the differences between Laura and Jonathan, and how the John that we met initially was almost like
John.
a was yeah, like the just John that we met early in the season was almost like kind of like the perfect amalgam of the two. And now the two kids is basically what if you took like the best and worst parts of both Clark and Lois and then just split them into two different kids. Not to say like one is good and one is bad and that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
it's an interesting distinction between the two of them, that I like quite a
Sure.
bit. And did you see? I can't remember. I think it was in between this week and last week that I sent it to you. Was an interview with one of the creatives about why they picked Laura. They were like, "Oh, well, we want to give Jonathan a sibling." They're like,
Mm,
"Let's go to the comics. Let's see what we got." And it exactly it was the draw from the Injustice comics. So we kind
cool.
of we pegged that one before it even
Sure.
went from page to screen. So
It is interesting how much the season has. I don't think purposely. I don't think like, oh, we're pulling from this, but there is a lot of comparisons to Superman and
there
Lois this
is.
season, which makes me happy.
Yes.
It makes my
I
heart.
yeah,
It makes me happy.
it's very closely tied to a lot of Superman and Lois stuff,
Actually,
and I
season
do love that
three,
as
I
well.
feel like, yeah, or four.
Yeah.
Sorry, season four. There's a lot of season four in
Yes.
here,
Yeah.
which legacy lives
Oh,
on, and
there was even a mention. I heard them say something Doomsday as well. I can't remember what the
yeah,
context was. I think it was Waller said like
yeah,
Project
it
Doom.
was
Oh, she said I
Project.
think she said Project Doomsday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So are we? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. So and then the other line I have this one written down as well. Did Brainiac watch the Odyssey?
Mm.
Because he said we will not be questioned by a beggar. It's like he thinks he's Robert Pattinson.
Also, just saying Conqueror, and I couldn't stop thinking of like Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah.
It's like we're a conqueror. I'm like, oh boy. Um, but yeah, no, good
What were
episode.
you gonna say?
Uh, oh yeah, is I feel I only watched it the one time, so I was a bit tired. So you
Yeah.
correct me. Do we still have a full invasion coming, or was the invasion, um,
That
um,
I think that is the invasion that we
he?
get
So
to at
okay,
the
so
end.
so so
So
he
yeah,
is the
so
person. Okay,
yes.
okay,
So the
okay, okay.
Eradicator is
Is
the
the invasion? Okay,
yes.
gotcha. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
that's better, I guess, right? That's again, we'll see.
Also, was that John Henry Irons making the swords? The
John
sword
Henry
and the
Irons
spear?
is back,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then a lot of their like villain friends came back too at the end. Like we
Yes.
had a whole Armada kind of aligning
Yeah.
here, which was fun. Always a good
Kind of
time.
their
So
own little Suicide Squad.
yeah, I would have liked to have seen more John Henry Iron this season, especially since we did like um Death of Superman kind of. Yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been nice to
Do you
see
think
more of him.
maybe they strayed away from doing more John Henry because of Superman and Lois? That they didn't want to draw
I,
too many comparisons to it? Because again, we're getting so many things. We're getting obviously again, there's only so much source material in Superman comics, but we're getting Eradicator slash Doomsday, and we're getting the death of Superman and the reign of the Supermen, and you've got
Mhm.
super twins and all of this. So there's a lot of connections.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they had it in mind. Like I don't know if they're like, oh, we can't do Superman Lois stuff. I don't even know if they even.
Yeah, I
It's a pretty
doubt that was
small
even a
show.
consider. I was gonna say I doubt that was even a consideration, but maybe who knows?
Yeah, short car. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
Yes,
do you think
Doctor
we'll
Doom is here.
actually do? I don't think we'll do Doomsday like officially. Like I
No, unless there's some sort of because that's kind of what I thought is maybe there's some sort of evolution of Eradicator into Doomsday,
But that's just Superman and
but
Lois. Like
that's
that's exactly what they do.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know. But
Um,
then if you have Doomsday, then you would then have the death of Superman again.
unless you just don't do Death of Superman, which I guess you can do, but it's kind of why he's exciting. Is because like,
I
oh,
don't know.
he's the guy that.
Maybe we here's our crazy crackpot theory for the night, and then we can move on to X-Men or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe since we've done now the death of Superman, Superman doesn't actually die. What if we kill Lois? And then that's the
I think you pitched that last week too, right?
I think so. Yeah, like as I pitched us like having like an injustice future.
Hmm.
But what if the Eradicator either becomes Doomsday or something? Eradicator kills Lois, and then our mission in the next season is somehow to get her back, because then it's like kind of like almost like a Back to the Future thing. Like the kids are being erased from existence and all of this, right? And they've got to
Okay, yeah.
find a way to bring her back or something like that.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Jimmy's been such a dick this season that he finally confesses his feelings for Kara, and she's like,
Mhm.
"Actually, no, you've been a bitch. Fuck you." And he gets so mad he turns into Doomsday. So Jimmy is Doomsday. Jimmy is
Jimmy Doomsday.
He's Doomsday, and he kills everyone, and the show is canceled after that.
I thought they were gonna give Jimmy a like a war suit,
I don't know.
because what the that alt universe version of him in the game show episode had it.
Oh, I will say, speaking of Superman Lois, the penultimate episode of season 3 of Superman Lois also teased a potential Doomsday in a season
Yes,
where we didn't know if they were going to get picked up for a 4th season.
that
Would it
is
be
true.
crazy if the ending teases Doomsday again in a 3rd season of a Superman show? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
At that point, I will have to give them cheating allegations for stealing from Superman
Yeah.
Lois.
Well, also too, wasn't there a vision at the beginning of season 3, a dream sequence where Lois dies? Of Superman and Lois as well? Yeah.
Wait, Lois dies in time travel plot? That's the Snyderverse.
Oh
Holy shit,
gosh.
guys. Hashtag bring back the Snyderverse. Hashtag bring
The
back.
season ends with the Joker planting a bomb at the Daily Planet, and instead of killing Lois, he kills Jimmy Olsen.
Episode 10 ends with Henry Cavill, the actor, coming in and just shooting Jack Quaid in the head. And it's like, it's my show now, bitch.
The season actually ends with Jack Quaid turning into a magical cube. And he's like, all right, guys, I'm going to the God of War game now.
Oh my god. Yeah, please pick up the show, guys. Please. I want it back. I love it, despite my tiny issues with the season. It's a great show.
Yeah.
It's a really solid show. And yeah, I'm nervous for next week. I'm nervous how they wrap it up. I would like it, honestly, please no cliffhangers. I know the show hasn't typically done cliffhangers. Please don't start now. Please somehow,
Yeah.
I hope it's a 45-minute episode. And I hope it wraps up all the little dots. Maybe a little tease at the end, but like nothing major. So if it is the end, we'll have 3 great seasons of a show, is my hope. I don't want to, I can't handle another DC TV cancellation, please. Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we have one major show. I do want to talk about another show before we get into X-Men, though, really quickly.
Yeah, do it.
I want to talk about quickly Ted Lasso. It's in the thumbnail. I doubt I'll do weekly on Ted Lasso, just because you're not watching, and then also I don't know if Ben's watching it. If Ben's watching it and he's here, then we can talk about it. But if not, I won't force other people to talk about Ted Lasso.
I currently don't even have Apple TV because there's no shrinking on currently, obviously.
We need to get you on Ted Lasso, because I think it's a better version of shrinking, in my opinion.
Oh, interesting.
Shrinking, but better. I guess it just depends on your on what you like. It's a different kind of show. I think Shrinking is a bit more edgy. Ted Lasso is a bit more wholesome. I think it has a different vibe.
Well, I guess I'm edgy then.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It is funny that they started filming Shrinking season 4 at the same like couple days
I was
as
about
the
to
season
say,
4 premiere. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess we got a little shrinking news in there. So I guess that'll be out hopefully
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, yeah, that's exciting. And also very like I think we talked about this during when Shrinking was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Um very similar situations where both seasons like threes were supposed to be the endings for their shows. They were planned for 3 seasons and then they're like actually we'd like to do more. And yeah, I mean, I think this was kind of a not a controversial episode, but I think this was a pretty mixed episode for most fans. Okay, just very curious. Do you know anything about Ted Lasso? Like just based on like samosas, what do you think the show's about?
Soccer
Okay.
and the guy from Shrinking that was the drunk driver is also
Yes.
in it. Or like
So
he's a creative, right? Like this guy's
he
actually very
wrote.
important, right?
Yeah.
What's the
He
actor's name?
Brett Goldstein, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um
he created both shows?
he didn't create, but he was a writer on both
Okay.
shows. He was
Okay.
a writer for Ted Lasso and he was
Okay.
writing the show and he's like I think I'm this character. Like, I don't know if this is crazy. I'm just gonna send this in, and he ended up
I'd
just
like to
nailing it.
be this guy.
Yeah, he's Roy Kent is my favorite character. That's who
Okay.
Brett plays. You'll love Roy Kent. He's so fucking funny. He's so good. Which was not he was not in this episode. Um, this episode had the job without going into. I'm gonna try and not to spoil this because I do want you to watch the show eventually.
Okay, don't
Um,
go talk about it generally, then you can go into spoilers for a second. I'm going to grab a grab a soda.
okay. Yeah, this season 3 does wrap up the show. It kind of
From what
it
I've heard,
wraps up
yeah.
some loose ends. It sends these characters in a place, and this first episode had the important job of how do you bring these characters in the places they are at season 4 because it was a sort of ending. Not everything was concrete. There was always a like maybe there were some teases, but relatively these characters do kind of end a lot of their arcs and where they are. And I think this episode had the tough job of like, okay, how do we bring these characters back to where they need to be? And sometimes I think it was a little heavy handed. Sometimes I think they needed to. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Dexter Resurrection. Remember the first episode of that show where they had to like jump hurdles?
Oh,
Uh,
to like just be
the
like, okay, this is why we're back. Like, okay, this like don't worry about these little things. Like
PR.
the show's back. Don't worry about that. Like we're here
I
and just suspend your disbelief for a second. Okay, we're back.
I
Cool.
think it's a better version of that, and I think it does work in character for everything. But it is an episode of like, okay, we just need to get everything. Like this episode kind of
Just
feels
get the
like a
ball
backdoor
rolling.
pilot or like a like reunion special for the season. Like next week feels like okay, this is the proper first episode of the season where we're going to meet all of the characters and we're back in the same locations. This episode was a different location than the entire show is set in and it's just trying to get our main character back to where he needs to be for the rest of the season and kind of convincing him, hey, you need to come back and do the rest of the next 3 seasons of the show. But I know some people don't love it. I know some people haven't, been as into it. I was very into this first episode. I think it brings back the charm. It brings back the like lovable nature of these characters and really does remind you why we need the show in 2026. Life sucks. Life is sad and miserable, and it's great to have a show that's like, hey, it's going to be all right. Things are going to be okay. It's that's kind of I've described Ted Lasso as a show that will kick you in the nuts and then give you a kiss on the cheek. Very similar to Shrinking. I think we had a very similar talk about Shrinking, where it does that same thing, where it will make you feel terrible. It will make you feel just very down, and it's like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Hey, it's all right. Like it's not the end of the world, and things are better. And I love shows that can do that. So I'm very happy the show is back, and um, I'm more excited for next week though because this was like here's a little piece of a pie, um, and then um, you get the whole cake next week, kind of thing.
Hmm.
That's kind of where I'm at. Okay, you need to go get a drink, Taz. Is
Okay.
that what you
Yeah.
need to do?
Yeah. Go into your
Okay.
spoiler.
Okay. I don't spoilers. What can I say that are spoilers, guys? I feel like there's not a lot to spoil. Um, he's going back. He's officially going back. Okay, question for the chat for people who have seen it. Guys, do we think Rebecca's pregnant? Because there was that scene where like she's like, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, what is it? And she doesn't follow up on it. And she was like eating a lot of these like big foods in Kansas or Missouri. Um, Harrison is an iPad kid confirmed. Is Harrison in chat? He's not showing in chat for me. Oh, unless you mean from Dexter. Let's talk about Dexter. It's not as egregious as Dexter was. I would agree. I would 100%. It's not even close. I just said that as a comparison. I like the baseball museum. I also really I missed Higgins. Higgins is the most underrated character in Ted Lasso. Easily. I love my favorite scene in the episode was with the mom. I thought that was a very sweet scene. Like there was like this like Ted Lasso gets me with quotes like that because it's like his name isn't Harrison, is it? It's his son's definitely not named Harrison. Is it? Hold on. Am I crazy? Isn't it like Ryan or something? Henry. It's Henry. Harrison is from Dexter. Harrison's from Dexter. Okay, I was like, I know it's not Harrison. I thought you meant Harrison from chat. I was like, this can't be true. But no, like the like line that really hit me was there was a line that was like, Mom, why don't you ask me about work? Like, you don't ask me, my son doesn't ask me, no one asked me about it. And it's like, well, why should we care if you don't? I think it was a really sweet moment. And I think that's very true. I think it's very true. I think we pursue I think when we care about things, other people are more willing to ask about it, about what we do and like what we're passionate about. But if you're not passionate, why should other people be passionate for you? I thought was a very good sentiment. Um, would you agree, Taz?
I don't know what I'm agreeing to.
If if you're not passionate about someone about something, other people can't be passionate for you.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree. Yeah,
Very sweet. Very
it
sweet.
has to. Yeah, it has to start with you.
Yeah. I can tell you this scene. It was my favorite scene of the episode where our main character is working at a grocery store and he was like, why doesn't nobody ask me about work and like what I do? And the main mother is like, well, if you don't care about it, why should we? And I
Yeah.
thought that was a very sweet moment, a very good moment that puts the whole show into perspective of like, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing and you have to go find your passion and what you love. And I thought that was a very sweet scene. We did slightly talk about Dexter while you were gone, Taz. Someone,
I step out for 2 seconds. I
I think
need 46 milligrams of caffeine.
we talked about Harrison,
And
sort of. Um, I'll say I don't know how you guys feel about it. The ending is very sweet. I really like the ending, although I do wish it was in person. I do think that scene that should have been in person. This thing does a thing sometimes, and I think in the original show I was fine with it because it was almost all of it was in COVID. Like the show came out in 2019, so both season
oh,
2 and 3
interesting.
were COVID
I didn't know
seasons.
that.
And what the show does a lot is they do a lot of communication over text. They do these big moments over text,
Okay.
which I was fine with in COVID because it's COVID. That's fine, right? It happens. It's an easy way to have scenes play out while you're have masks on and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there was a big end of the episode scene that sets up the rest of the show, the rest of the next 3, 4, or 5 or 4, 5, and 6 seasons hypothetically, and I'm
Okay.
like, that's a nice scene. It probably should have happened in person though. Like, I think that's a scene that would have felt more impactful if it was two characters in a room having a conversation
Hmm.
instead of just seeing three dots on a phone screen and then having that conversation like that. I
Okay.
get why they did it, but I was like, I think this would hit harder if you did it this way. But that's all we'll talk about for now. Again, maybe if we get someone in here that has seen it, maybe we talk more. I'll probably have more to say next week, because again, this was the setup episode, and then next episode is like, hey, all the characters are back, and we're back in the main setting, and we're back to it, as back to scheduled programming, if you will. Alrighty, that was like a your quote. I feel like you do the like alrighty. She copied you.
Alrighty, what is going on,
Alrighty.
guys?
Oh, let me answer these since they're Ted Lasso related.
Okay.
Loved episode 1. They also got an Arsenal woman soccer player on the writing team. That's awesome. That's really cool. I think I can say that without it being a big spoiler. Season 1, or the first 3 seasons, Taz, were about basically a male led football team. And then this new show is about founding a new women's team and them trying to put together
Okay.
this new team. But that's awesome. That's really sick. Yeah, but I also think they wanted Ted to be alone in his house. Like, he finally. That's fair. That's fair, I guess. That's. I get that, I guess. I don't know. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alrighty. I did it again. God damn it. You have infected me. You've infected my vocabulary.
You go into Legion Lounge once, and then now you just
Once.
take my
God damn it.
vocabulary, I guess.
What up, Ronan? Hey, buddy.
Yo, Ronan.
Alrighty, let's jump into X-Men 97, episode 8. Not 9, episode 8.
Episode 8, yep, because it's only a 9-episode season.
The penultimate episode.
Yes.
Man.
What happened?
Man.
What happened?
I feel like the internet. I don't know if you've seen any of this.
Ooh.
Y'all not ready for
Yep.
Wednesday? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Ronan, can you confirm or deny, is this season equal to, greater than, or less than, now that you've seen everything, the quality of season 1?
I definitely like season 1 more, I'd say.
At this point, yes, I like season 1 more as well. And I've seen that discourse quite a bit.
I feel like people have turned, especially this week.
Oh, yeah. I saw somebody say basically like the first 4 episodes were good, and then everything else after episode 4 has been bad.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Although it has been a little unjointed, I think. I think it has been a little messy.
Yes.
I think both can be true. I think something can be good and also messy.
Mm-hmm. I think it's almost in a lot of ways suffering from the same quote unquote issues that we're having with My Adventures
I
this
agree.
season as well. Is I think we started very strong with a good direction as far as what we want, or like where we're going story wise.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent a ton of time now focusing on side quests or things that aren't quite as relevant to the main story. While they might have their own relevance, like it makes sense as to why we're seeing them. It almost feels like we're bringing the main story to a halt until the last couple of episodes, I feel like, to be completely honest. That's kind of how I have felt this season thus far.
I'd probably agree with this. I think disjointed is a good word. And yeah, I think this episode, it's weird because this was one of my favorite episodes of the season, with the stuff that's in it. But I do wish some of the stuff that was in it felt a little bit more balanced. Is balanced the word I want to say? There are things that happen where I'm like, this should have maybe been 2 episodes worth of things that happened. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. Like, I think Dark Gambit is something we've been building to all season, and the Horseman and Apocalypse, and
And for it to only be one episode feels odd.
I didn't feel it until they pulled him out of like the Apocalypse belly button, and I was like, oh wait, we're not.
And
He
that's it.
like
And that's
he
all
just
we
got
wrote.
here. What are we?
I yeah, if I don't know why he wasn't a background threat throughout really the entire season. I feel like we should have gotten him at the latest episode 5. You know? I think once we got back from our time travel escapades, we should have gone full force into the present day story, and I think we should have at least had him in the background doing things. I think a lot of the things that we saw him do this episode of like recruiting
Yeah,
his team and going around causing a little bit of mischief and chaos, I think all of that could have worked as like little end stinger scenes in
yeah,
prior episodes to then let us delve more into him in this week's episode, because it did all just feel very fast. Like I didn't have enough time to actually sit with anything. Like, yes, it was emotional because we saw Gambit come back. Yes, it was emotional because we got to see Rogue's reaction and interaction with him and all of that. But you're right. The fact that this story is now done after one 25-minute, not
I mean,
necessarily done, but as it stands now, Dark Gambit is no more at
yeah,
this point, outside of the fact that there is still some
some of
apocalypse
it in
within
yeah,
him. But what does that mean?
yeah. I don't yeah. Yeah, and like there is like many points in this there's big lore stuff that happens. Like they're doing a lot of flashback stuff. I'm like, I think you need to sit on this a little bit. Like I think they're there was a lot of like exposition really quickly that they're throwing at you, and it's like
Yeah.
whoa. Like spend like 2 minutes on this at least. Um, yeah, I maybe think you should have like maybe cut around the wedding, maybe like the wedding point of it, and filled in the gaps a little bit with like more of the lore on the flashback stuff and explaining the gem, and because there's some stuff where I'm like, okay, what
It's
is
so quick. It just like
yeah,
yeah, I'm just like a lot of information, exposition, just like
yeah,
dump
like
all over.
externals are like a big thing in like the lore and the comics, and maybe you should have like just
Yeah.
sat in it a bit. And again, I'm curious to see. I'd be curious to know if this is like because of Bodemeo and then maybe cutting around some things with everything. Like
Hmm.
I would be. I know he wrote 90% of the season, and maybe at the end they're
Yeah.
like, we didn't finish. Like I wonder if that's the thing where like, oh, he wrote most of it, but there's a bit at the end and it doesn't. Like maybe they had to fill in. I don't know. I don't know why. Um, but it's a weird feeling to really love an episode, and this is like in terms of stuff that is happening. It was some of my favorite stuff that was happening on screen all season. Like I was nerding out the entire episode, but once it was over, and like I came out of the episode being like, "Oh, that was so freaking awesome! I loved it," and I'm more sad with it. I was like, "Well, maybe it could have been a little bit better. Like maybe they could have paced it. I think it's a pacing thing, and yeah, I do think I think it's a valid argument to like you have the death of Gambit be one of my favorite episodes of Marvel television.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I've heard people they ruined it, and I don't believe that. I don't agree with all that. It's still a fantastic episode, but if you're going to reverse it, I wish it maybe felt a little bit more punchy. I wish it felt a little bit more of an oomph. I think it maybe needed, um, and maybe lean into the consequences a little bit. Like I felt like we were like I liked the like dinner sequence between Rogue and Gambit. I thought it was a very good scene, but I wanted to lean more into like the like decisions of these characters and why they're doing the things they're doing. Like I wanted them to dive more into the fact of like, hey, if you join me, we can be together, and you could like touch. Like you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
not being able to touch me, and like she kind of just goes along with the whole thing. And I wish there was more of the stuff on her side of the fence of like how she's feeling and what she's going through, what's going through her head, and she kind of just there's not much duress, I feel like, through that. I don't know. I want more like back and forth. And again, this isn't a bad episode by any means. I think it's great. I just want more of it. I think.
Yeah, and that's never a bad thing to say, hey, I liked this thing, I want more of that thing. But when we're saying it in the context of like, I don't feel like we got enough to fully flesh out this story, right? And that's kind of how I feel, is we were very close to telling a good, complete story, but it felt like they were almost like, oh shoot, we only have 9 episodes, not 10 or 12. So we just have to wrap things up a little bit quicker. And I don't think we're actually going to wrap. I don't want to say I don't think we're going to wrap anything up.
I hope.
And I think also, too, I hope we don't fully wrap things up. Because if we go into episode 9 next week, if we defeat Apocalypse,
I agree.
That seems very rushed. Like, we've barely fought Apocalypse. The last time we saw Apocalypse, he turned Magneto into space dust.
Yeah. It needs to be set. It needs to
like,
be...
what have we... Where have we gone as a team outside of Wolverine got his claws back, Polaris realizes she wants to be a good guy, and Gambit has been resurrected from the dead and did bad things, but it wasn't really Gambit because it was Apocalypse. Is that all that's happened?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
on a surface level, is that all that's really happened?
Sure. Yeah.
Right, but like, I guess for the X-Men themselves. And then yes, we had a good like philosophical episode with Nightcrawler and Colossus and all of that. But none of that has to do with defeating Apocalypse. You know?
I think we're in a boat of you can't have your cake and eat it too. I think they want I really liked these filler episodes. They're not filler, but the more one-off stories that they've told this season.
But they work great in a 12, 15, 20 episode season. Not in a short 9 episode season.
You can't do that when there is only 9 episodes and half of them are more standalone. Again, we got too many standalone Jubilee versus Mojo episodes this season. Upgrade us to a 13 episode season, and this is not an issue.
Yeah,
this is a non-issue.
And this is not even an issue of quality. This is just an issue of pacing out the story better.
Yeah, agreed. I've loved every episode this season. I have had this is not going to drop the show down on my favorite show list.
No.
It's still one of my. There's very few shows I'm more happy watching than this show. I love this show so much, and I probably would still give the season an overall probably 9 if they nail it next week. It's so good, but I'm but there are two little things that I didn't have last season.
Yeah.
Like last season was a 10 across the board for me, basically, outside of these little tiny itty bitty things. And this season I'm like, oh, maybe this one, maybe this.
Yeah.
But they're little, they're tiny,
they're such
tiny
small
crumbs.
things.
Yeah. It's just a little push and you're there. A push and you're right there. And again, I do have to wonder. And again, I said all the way leading up to this that the Bo DeMeo stuff would not hurt season 2. I do wonder if it maybe hurt season 2. I do wonder if maybe very much like Supergirl, where they had the first half written and then they're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
What do we do?
Maybe, yeah. Which, I mean, going into season 3, that does. I don't know though, because like maybe it's not even the writers. It's just when you're fixing up someone else's season, it's hard to that's harder than writing a complete season by yourself, because then you get to write the tone and the style and the story. It's hard to complete someone else's work, I'd say. So hopefully that's the only reason. And again, if this is the weakest season of the show, I'll die a happy man. This is a great worst season if this is the worst season.
I think that's a very clear distinction to make. It's one of those things where it's like saying you're ranking your least favorite kind of pizza, right? It's not it's not a travesty to the world. It's not
Mhm.
disgusting. It's not, something I'd never want to have again. It's still pizza. Just this pizza has more veggies on it than I'd like, you know?
I do agree season 3 will prove. I don't know if I agree that they're leaning more towards traditional standalone kid cartoon, but again, I think they want their cake and eat it too, and I think they just need. I don't know, man.
Do we have any I mean I outside of the fact that we know the season's happening, do we know, are we going to be getting more episodes, do we think?
Knowing modern streaming, probably not. But like,
And that has
throw
been,
them
I
a
think,
bone, Disney.
I
This
think that's
is
been the biggest
Disney.
issue. That's been the biggest issue with animated shows, just in the streaming format. I think in
Sure,
general, right? Like I think what was my issue with Maul when we watched
sure,
Shadow Lord
short.
Maul, right?
Yeah,
It was too short. I wanted more because again, what were we used to? Clone Wars with long, 20 episode seasons. Like yes, there was a lot of filler stuff, but like you wanted more. I think Maul was a better example though. It was 10 episodes. It was still that's
sure.
that's more than we're getting here.
And 10,
Um
I'm overall okay with. Like, I think 10 is typically a good number, but they're also just telling a big story for 10 episodes. And again, like I'm hoping again, like I'm hoping that this is part one of a two-part season is my hope. Like I'm hope like again, if we wrap up Apocalypse next week, that's a choice.
that
You know what I mean?
that will be one of the choices of all time for
I guess
sure.
it also depends how it's done too. You know what I mean? Like Apocalypse is also a character that doesn't really die. He just like you'll see me again. You know what I mean? Like that's how it was in like the animated series.
Yes.
Like yeah, he's just kind of chilling in the backward in like the background for a while. So we'll see. I know like where I'm hoping for Onslaught next season, but maybe it's a thing where he's the villain for like the first half of next season, and then I don't know. We'll see. Is it
Yeah.
like who did it? Arrow season 6. We had is it eight? Not Adrian Chase.
Oh, you're talking
Villain
about
of
Diaz?
Diaz. Yeah, he was the villain of the back half of 6, and then he was
And
the
then
villain for the
carried
first
into
half
in
of
the first half
7,
of 7. Yeah.
and then the back half of 7. I like maybe something like that. I mean, I don't know if I
But I
agree with
mean,
that.
this would
20 is a
yeah.
bit much different. I don't think we need 20. Um,
I
but
think we've
well,
learned. I think
yeah.
20 might be too much. I think
I
it's
mean, you can,
I
right?
think
Like the show.
10 to 15 episodes. I think 10 to
Sure.
15 episode range, that is generally pretty good. Some shows 6 or 8 episodes does work, but I think
Yeah.
those are like your live action limited series run shows.
Yeah, I think 10 to 15 is my golden spot. We don't need 20
Yes.
episode seasons anymore typically, but a good 12, classic 12 episode season solid. I didn't mean
Mhm.
to say 20. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do 20. That's what the first show
Yeah.
did, but
And
90% of those are episodic. You know?
again, same thing. Issue with Daredevil Born Again season 2. 9 episodes. What the heck?
Sure. I
You
like
know?
how they did it though. I thought they managed it well personally.
Yeah.
Um, but
I
talking
think
more
part
about
of
the
me.
oh, go ahead,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. But then we'll go
Go ahead.
back into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Part of
yeah,
me
yeah. Go
too.
ahead.
Just being someone who like is somewhat like OCD about certain things. I don't like those odd episode numbers.
I I'm with you.
Like 9. That's such a weird number. Why would you like, or shows that have 7 episodes? Like why?
Sure. Unless it's 13 for some reason, then my brain's like, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't,
13.
I don't know
Because
why.
that was
I
like
don't
the
know why.
Netflix formula for the
Yeah,
longest time was
yeah,
13.
sure.
Darren, I am so weird that when I render out a YouTube video, like it's not like when I'm clipping something, but when I actually make and render out a video, I drag my outro to a very specific time so that it always ends. So my video, when you are scrolling on like the watch page, so it ends in a 5 or a 0. If you go look at my channel, look at all of my videos, like 99% outside of the streams and shorts, everything ends in a 5 or a 0 on the
Sure.
preview page because I am that particular.
I'm with that with like when shows end, I do this too. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, ending at 1 season, fine. Ending at 2 seasons, fine. 3 seasons, also fine. 4 seasons, I don't like it. My brain doesn't like it because
Yeah, it's like I want to get to 5.
it's like, yeah, but 5 is okay. 6 is also okay. 7 is not okay. I do not like when it ends at 7, but 8 is fine. I do not like when it lands on 9.
The
10 is
Flash. Like,
also fine.
why did we not get this?
Yeah,
Give us
give me
season
10.
10.
Give me the 10.
Just
I don't
give me
know.
a nice round number.
Doesn't make any sense how my brain does this. This is so weird. We have radios at work, and there's things where like I'll see 2 radios, and I'm like, it has to be this one. But no, like, what if it has to be that one? But no, maybe it's this one. And like my brain is like, which one is the right one? It drives me crazy.
So, needless to say, chat, Darren and I are both special in our own ways.
We're sharing one brain cell between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But no, I did overall enjoy the episode. We kind of got the merger of X-Force and our team coming together. It's very fun. It did kind of piss me off a little bit though that we just don't address the Jubilee and Sunspot of it all. I assume a lot of that is off screen, but Jubilee doesn't react to her family being alive after thinking that they died, that they've been dead for 6 months.
Yeah.
The X-Men don't react and haven't reacted all season to be like, hey, where's Jubilee at? Where are they?
That is true. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I didn't even think about that. You're right. I forgot that they had not interacted at all this season up until this point.
I would have just one line would have fixed that for me if Rogue was just like, I'm so glad you're okay, or like just a line like that would have been perfect, but they don't address it. I don't know. It was like like they have a line like that between Cable and Scott and Jean, and that makes sense too. But I'm like, I don't know. It's like it's like a little thing, but I do think. Yeah,
speaking of that, I am glad that they addressed the fact that the timeline happened the way it was always supposed to happen, is that Scott and Jean are always present in Cable's past at that point, and they did not change anything by being there. Is that our Cable that came back to the present didn't change at all, and he remembered that. And the fact that they lived through, I like that when they do time travel in that way of like, you think you're changing things, but in reality, it is the way that it's always been.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think Cable's been a strong part of the season for me. Although we'll talk about it at the end. I do have my concerns about the final thing of the episode. And we'll talk about that. But yeah, the like Jubilee and stuff, like they really just brush over that. They don't really talk about it. Even at the end, they just rejoin the team and quit X-Force. And I'm like, they're technically criminals. They're technically known fugitives.
Yeah, they've been just
an issue
going against the government for the last 6 months. But okay,
I don't think we're going to address that. I think they're going to forget that going into next season.
Not at all.
Is a strike. Again, like I think this episode was like, okay, some of the writing is like not bad, but like there are some inconsistencies where I'm like, oh, well, put that on the list of small little things. But yeah, we got Dark Cable. Or I'm sorry, not Dark Cable. Dark Gambit.
Dark Cable
back. And what we get of him, I think, is great. He's fucking awesome. He's like, I think he looks cool. His fight scenes are great. He does the flying cards. Like he moves the cards with his hands, which is awesome. I'm always a fan of like, hey, your fan favorite is now a dark version of their counterparts. Now you have to fight them. And like, that's awesome. That's really cool. Every fight scene with him is awesome. Especially the Charles and Gambit fight when they're in the Mindscape.
Yes.
Fucking awesome. That was incredible. That was so cool. I've said it last couple weeks, but I really have to commend them for continuously finding cool ways to keep Charles as an active member of the team, despite being in a wheelchair. He is badass as hell. He is doing
Yeah,
some incredible
they
stuff.
keep and they've been. You're right. They've given him such great stuff, and I have grown to really, really, really love this interpretation of the character,
Me
this
too.
version of the character. Like I know I think both of us kind of had our reservations a little bit with him, and like also kind of the weirdness of the fact that he sounds like Omni Man. Or not Omni Man, Immortal.
Immortal,
And
yeah.
he's asking, "Where's Omni Man?" the entire time. Um but like the more the season has progressed, the less I've heard Immortal and the more I've
Sure.
just heard Charles.
He's fallen into the role. I
Yeah.
would absolutely agree with that.
I think he's really kind of come into his own as this character this season, which is, kudos to the actor and everything. But I think again, very good season for Charles,
Charles,
and
he might be the strongest character this season.
yes,
He might be the
and it's
MVP of the season.
because of his arc with
Magneto.
Magneto. Yeah, yeah,
Which is funny because
and
he was my least favorite character last season. I did not like
yes,
him last season.
no, not at all.
hmm
So
They've also done I think a good job at kind of reintroducing, or I was happy they reintroduced the second act of the cast this week, because halfway through the episode I was starting to get a little grumpy because I defended them the last couple weeks, but I'm like, all right, we got to address where's Storm, where's Logan, where is and somewhat Morph. They had pushed a lot of these characters to the side when I'm like, okay, they should be here. Like, why aren't they here? And I guess they kind of explain it this week that they're still at the mansion with the kids. Well, this kind of we have officially seemingly split up into A team, B team, where like A
right,
team is with X Corp, B team is at the school. So it seems like it's Storm, Logan, Colossus, Morph, and I assume it probably Jubilee and Sunspot will probably also fit into that little group going forward as well. So I guess that makes sense, but also I'm like, where are they? But now they were like, okay, they've addressed it. They're
where's
here.
Omni Man?
Where are they? Where are they? No, so that worked out for me. I have to be me. I have to bring it up. It's a great time to be a Nightcrawler fan. This is two basically back to back big features of Nightcrawler. It made me so happy.
Yeah.
He fucking folded like the entire team for half of the episode, and it made me so happy. It was so awesome to see him single-handedly just destroy them. Like, he was knocking down like some Omega level mutants. He was going after Cable and Jean and these characters that you would think he wouldn't stand a chance against. And I think it's a good representation of he could be one of the most powerful X-Men, but he just chooses not to because he's a chill guy. He's just
a
guy.
chill guy.
He doesn't like violence, but he does it if he has to, and he's just clacking heads together. And it took like 4 of them to be like, "No, stop it! Get down here." And that made me. I love him. It's with this show, and then we got him again in Doomsday at the end of the year. I chose my favorite superhero at age 8, and I'm finally being paid. I'm finally because years I'd be like, my favorite Nightcrawler, and they're like, who the hell is Nightcrawler? But now I'm like, I'm justified finally.
Yes.
It feels great. I did yell at my TV when Rogue went on her own in the mission, and I'm like, someone should clearly be with Rogue, right? Like, we're going on a mission to find Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we put like Jean with her or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, why is she going by herself? This is not dumb, but I'm like, this feels like a not thought out plan.
This is a setup. Yeah.
I was like, they're clearly going after her first. Like, obviously, like, even if he is good, or is in the right mind, he's going after Rogue first. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the fight scene was awesome when you have like every X-Men outside of like Polaris and Colossus, and that giant lineup. We saw that inside the trailer. Awesome. It felt
Yeah.
like a finale fight. It felt like it was like, oh shit, this is insane. This is crazy. What do you think of like the wedding? What do you think of
Um,
that whole thing?
that was interesting. And the fact too that they brought in the like, I guess this like rejected l- love interest of Apocalypse, I guess
Sure.
is what you would call her.
External, right? Oh,
Yeah,
that was
and
her
the
thing. Yeah.
and the fact that Gambit just like, or I guess Dark Gambit, sorry, killed her immediately,
Sure.
like this god level character. And that kind of made me think too, with everything that Gambit was doing, was there a part of you that thought that this wasn't like a dark, twisted Gambit, that this was actually just Apocalypse in the
Apocalypse.
driver's
Yeah.
seat? Pretend like, because we had
That's
talked
another
about
thing.
that,
Yeah.
is they didn't really explain it super well. Like,
No.
is this?
It didn't feel like Apocalypse to me, and that's
It
and I feel like it
didn't,
should have,
but it
right?
also didn't feel like Gambit.
Yeah, it feels like a darkened Gambit to me. Like it doesn't. I was
Yeah.
like, there's some moments where I'm like, okay, maybe that's Apocalypse, and maybe like they like there is the scene at the end of season or at the end of episode, or like during episode 4, where like Apocalypse is talking to Rogue, and I think that's supposed to set this up, where it's like, oh, he saw the pain in her, and all these years later, he remembers that, and this is what came the plan. Um, but yeah, I wish they were more clear on like, is he a puppet or is he like infused just the darkness part of it, or like that.
Right.
Again,
Right.
needed more. Like, I don't know. I would have liked a whole season of this. I would have liked a whole season of
Yeah,
Dark Gambit.
I think the theory that I had at the beginning, right, is if he was just kind of in the background doing things throughout this entire
Yeah,
season as it was transpiring, rather than just saying, hey, here he is right here at the end and only giving it to us for one episode. And
yeah,
also, too, now, after everything that has happened, it kind of seems like we're trying to just go back to normal Gambit now and
yeah.
undo
Yeah.
the. But also, too, now, then you're like, okay, well, what if we just have him sacrifice himself again at the end of the season?
But that
It's
is
not
very
gonna hit. It's
repetitive.
not gonna hit the
No,
same. It's not gonna
no,
hit the same twice. So
no.
you've kind of shot yourself in the foot here.
I
No answer is going to be
I wonder
good.
if we do like a Flash. Remember, like end of season 3 of the Flash when he has to go like into the Speed Force or something like that. I wonder if like that would hit. If it's like he's not dead,
Oh,
but he has to like go with Apocalypse. He doesn't sacrifice himself, but he
oh.
like sacrifices his freedom or something. And
Or
next
like
season
it's
is
like, oh, you
fully
have to stay in the tomb or something to keep Apocalypse at bay for
sure.
eternity.
And next season is them actively like trying to get like freeing him from the grips. I don't know, like something like that might make me feel better instead of
Mm-hmm.
just like, all right, he's back now, like nothing happened. It's like I again, I don't mind Gambit being back. He's one of the OG X-Men. I always kind of assumed he might be back. It's hard to kill a character like Gambit
Mm-hmm.
in the way because he was so iconic, right? I always figured they would, but I don't know. I do wish it felt a little bit more. Again, I wanted more of an oomph. I look. This is a reference you're not going to get at all, but Once Upon a Time did this, where the main character for about 9 episodes of the season became the villain of the season. And
Hmm.
the person that was like their savior for the entire season is now this like dark version of her, and she's tormenting them the whole season. And I have issues with that season, but like as like that was such a baller decision. It was like, oh holy shit, this is like the stakes have risen so high, and how do we do this? How do we beat this? I want that. I wanted that. Like
Right.
I wanted kind of what we got with Bastion for Gambit this season. I don't know. Like
Hmm.
maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like yeah, like maybe this season leading into the Gambit side of it, and then season 3 you're fully leaning into Apocalypse. So you
Right.
could be like, okay, Bastion this season, Gambit this season, full on Apocalypse next season. Maybe could have
Right.
been.
Right. Or like Gambit and the other Horsemen or something. Like where are the other Horsemen?
Isn't it the? his ex or whatever, right? The people he found in the little temple
I
area. Is that
guess.
them? I do
I
kind of agree. If that's them,
guess.
that's kind of lame though. That's kind of
Yeah,
like,
like I thought we were gonna
all right.
get, mind controlled other
And
X-Men
see,
characters.
is Gambit even a horseman officially, or
No,
is
I
he
think
just
he's
like
just a pawn.
possessed?
He's just a
Yeah,
pawn.
I guess.
But also, why though?
Yeah,
What was the purpose? Because Gambit seemed to be doing things for Gambit, like
sure.
in a dark way, not necessarily doing the bidding of Apocalypse.
the The only way I can justify it is he needs Rogue for something, right? And
Hmm.
he knows the best way to get Rogue is Gambit. Like she would do that for him, and
Ah, okay.
like that's kind of how I can justify
Because
it,
her
right?
powers are
Something with her powers,
power
right?
absorption, yeah.
Maybe
Well, and
like
also too that the fact that they had
a combo,
that
yeah.
little conversation in the past. So
If you
that's
know the
got
comics, you do.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
know the comics, you do. I'm not gonna say what it is though, just in case
Okay,
people don't want
yeah.
that out there. I kind of want the show to reveal that,
Okay,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
very similar to like the what they did with Nathan last season. It was like if you
Okay.
didn't know, that was a nice moment of like, holy shit, this is crazy. I can't believe that's their, whatever. Um, but I hope they do that at some point. I don't see them keeping that a secret. Maybe they will. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think,
I
but yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of mostly the episode, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't love the ending of the episode. The X Force teaming up with X Factor.
Oh
That was
yeah,
kind of
that seemed kind of
that was
shoehorned
the
in
most
there.
forced thing I've ever. I wonder if that was their inclusion. That
Well, did
doesn't
you
feel
see
like.
the theory that what's her name, the government agent that's like leading X Factor,
Yeah.
is that she's Mystique?
You know what? I hope so,
Because
because
that would actually make a lot more sense.
it's been low key kind of character assassination from season 1 to season 2. They're different characters. Like
Yeah.
going from Magneto was right to like, I don't know, like she's up there with like Trask at this point, and just
Hmm.
like they must go. I'm like, where did this come from? Like I'm not saying she can't get there,
Yeah.
but like
I
it's
mean,
such a jump.
would it make sense if she was Mystique either? Maybe not, but also I guess maybe if she's like infiltrating them or trying to and build trust or whatever. I don't know, but I did see that theory thrown around, so I thought it would be worth a mention
No,
going
I
into
I
the
would
finale.
I hope so, because she's been pissing me off.
Yeah,
I truly I have been
yeah.
so fed up with her. Like it's such a, I don't know, it's such a leap. But yeah, I did not like the ending at all. I like that felt like the most like, hey, we need a final episode thing, which we don't really. Like we
No.
I don't hate Gambit going after the X-Men. I'm sorry, not Gambit. Cable going after, like, I think that works as its own thing, because it's like,
Hmm.
all right, they're protecting Apocalypse is kind of the idea, and so now they're kind of in with the enemy. It's like I'm kind of with that. I think that makes sense for the season, where it's like we need to save our friend first, but no, if you like every second you wait is a moment that he can rise again and do whatever. Like I think that works narratively with the season we're telling. But bringing in like they're teaming up with X Factor, and I'm like, this feels so forced to me. I don't see a world where Cable's like, yeah, sure. Like it feels so. I don't know. It feels like a writing gimmick of like now they have to team up, and I get that's
Hmm.
'90s. That's a very '90s thing
Yeah,
to
but I
do. But
also maybe to a the enemy of my enemy is my
I
friend
don't. I don't. Like. I
justification
listen.
to that as well.
I love a good storyline like that, but to me, it feels a little bit too in your face to me. It feels like,
Yeah,
hey, we need this
it's
to
a little
happen.
it's a little ham fisted in there for sure.
And maybe I'll change my mind next week. Like maybe it's awesome
Yeah.
and I love it. I also just think X Factor, yeah, X Factor's feel. I think maybe they were supposed to have an extra episode. I wonder if
I was
that
gonna
was
say
an episode.
X Factor has kind of been a non-factor this season.
Yeah, like
Outside of the X-Force episode itself.
yeah, and a little bit of episode 6 or
Yeah,
whatever
the
was
one
like
where
Polaris,
Polaris
but
comes, yeah.
more of them, like I think maybe another episode where you go between X Factor and X Force. I think both of them needed more development.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would have helped this season. Again, I don't know
Yeah.
why it was taken. I have to assume they were meant to have a season 10, or I'm sorry, an episode 10.
An episode
It's
10.
weird
Yeah.
to go from 10 to not like it feels like something was just gone.
Yeah. Any I guess any final thoughts, theories going into the finale?
I don't know. I hope it's just good at this point. Like I felt so differently going into last year's finale, to be honest with you, which
Yeah.
is disappointing. Like it was so like, holy shit, where the hell do we go? Like episode 9 of last season was like Magneto pulling out Wolverine's adamantium claws, and it's like, oh my god, this is crazy! I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it feels a little less. It feels a little more anticlimactic this season going into the finale than it did last season. Like last season, I was like, oh, I can't wait. I need the finale right now. This week, it just felt like maybe this could be a mid-season finale that we just saw, not a penultimate episode.
Yeah, an extra 3 episodes, I think would have done the trick. I think I'd feel.
Yeah.
I think I'd be singing a very different tune personally.
Yeah.
But
again, not hating on the show or anything. Both we're still both very much so enjoying it. Just a little more flaws this season than I would like. And again,
I would agree.
think it's strictly that pacing and actual season length is the issue, I think.
I would agree. Before we exit, do you want to talk about the thing you sent me? I know you sent me a YouTube thing. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Yeah, we can pull that up real quick. So, yeah, pop that up here real quick.
This is it? No, this is it.
This is what we've been waiting for. So a little YouTube news that seemingly just kind of came out while we were on stream here, or a little bit earlier in the day that I didn't see until now.
People in our Discord are actively talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to our Discord server, to everyone who's in there.
So basically, for those who are unaware, if you have not tried to go for monetization on YouTube before, or have not been monetized before, or are not currently monetized, there are certain criteria that you have to hit. Something that's been a staple forever is that 1,000 subscribers, right? And in a lot of ways, that is the most difficult thing to hit because that just takes time. That takes time. That just takes building up your audience and everything. The next most difficult thing to do is to get your watch hours up. Currently, you need to have 4,000 watch hours within the last 365 days. And that is a continuously moving finish line, is every day that 365 days shifts by a day, right? So that's why some days it's up, some days it's down. But basically, you have to hit both of these criteria points in order for your channel to then be monetized, to be able to run ads on videos, get super chats, this, that, and the other. That's the thing that everybody wants, right? I myself, my channel was monetized for a time. I took an extended break from YouTube. When you take 6 months or more off and you haven't, your channel lays inactive for that amount of time, they kick you from the program because there's no reason for them to keep you on the payroll, basically, if you're not posting content for them. Darren, I know that you had your monetization at a time as well, and we both got in on that old system, the 4,000 watch hours, which again is not easy, but it's easier than what they're trying to do. Yeah, it's doable. Especially if you have a lot of like long form content and things like that. You've got, a few videos that go viral here or there. You can hit it pretty much no problem. Again, 4,000 hours, not a ton of time. 8,000 watch hours, doubling that, well, again, still not a lot of time. That 4,000 watch hours, I've been sitting at like 2,000 out of 4,000 for the last 3 years now, right? Like it's tough to get there, and now they're gonna make it twice as hard to get back there. It's unfortunate. Number one, for people who aren't monetized, who've never been monetized, but for channels like us who got to that point for one reason or another, are out of it and want to try to get back in. And then the other side of things too is you don't want to do it the long form way. You can go through shorts, and that 20 million shorts views in the last 90 days is also quite absurd. Like, yeah, shorts get a lot of views, but I saw a very good reply to this. It was basically, YouTube expects you to treat YouTube like a full-time job if you want to make it your full-time job, which is such a weird way of looking at it. Like, you basically have to upload videos in short form and this, that, the other, like it's a full-time job. And most people don't have the time to do that. And they want to get to this point so maybe they can spend more time doing YouTube and less time doing their full-time job. Right? So it just, I don't know. Like, again, for most people, it's not going to affect you. For us, it's not necessarily going to affect us either. We're not there yet.
Sure.
It just moves the finish line, right? And it
makes it harder.
It makes it more difficult. And here's the thing too. I'll tell you what, man. Monetization's not the end all be all. Like, just because your channel gets monetized doesn't mean you're going to make money either. Nope. So
I'm monetized. I don't even have it like hooked up though, because I'm like, it makes sometimes making so little can make things more complicated than
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and like you have to hit a certain threshold to get your payout and things like that. I think I only was able to drag my payout out like once or twice when I was monetized there for a minute.
Sure. Like you gotta do a tax stuff when it's only like a couple dollars a month. It's like, is there really a point at that point? Like, it's easier.
Exactly. Exactly. And two, when you don't have your channel monetized, then you can kind of just say, screw it. If I get, a copyright flag on this video, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter if the video gets demonetized because it's not monetized to begin with.
Sure. I'd imagine maybe this is also in response to YouTube becoming more of a second home for most creators. Like, I know a lot of people are going more to the digital or the virtual media. Most people now, YouTube is, hey, this is where I post my TikToks. Hey, this is where I post my second content. I'm focusing on TikTok, but then I'll post my stuff here. And maybe this is trying to get people to like, hey, no, you should, although it should be the other way around, you should lower it. And then people are like, oh, maybe I can make a career on. I'll say this, like, the days of only being on YouTube and making a career on it is over. You cannot just do YouTube. You can make a career being a content creator, but you cannot just be a YouTuber and make that your full-time career. It is not sustainable.
Yes, because at this point now, you're not going to just make a living off of ad revenue. There's no way. Right? Break it down this way. You can do the math if you'd like. For the most part, say you're a monetized channel, you get about $1 per 1,000 views.
Yeah.
That's roughly what the breakdown is. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depending on the CPM of the video.
Yeah.
But roughly, it's $1 per 1,000 views. So you can do your math for your bills or what you'd like to have in a month, money-wise, and say, okay, I need this amount of views to get this amount of money to pay these bills. However, what you're not accounting for are these videos going to actually do the numbers I want them to? Am I going to get a random copyright flag or claim or a false claim? Am I going to actually get traction this month? Like, there's so many factors to it, and that's why you see a lot of now even smaller to medium-sized creators doing it, but you saw pretty much a lot of large creators doing it in the past, was running their own ads, doing brand deals telling
Yep.
people to go download this VPN service or this
Yeah.
web browser, or
Also, most YouTubers are on Patreon. Most YouTubers are on
yes,
some version of like
they
an
got a
OnlyFans or
Patreon or
like
a
another.
GoFundMe, or
Yeah.
they make a lot of their money with streaming, with super chats and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
here's how the social media world works now is, like you said, YouTube is not the main platform. YouTube is like your archive, right?
Yes.
YouTube is where
Yeah.
you clip your long form content
Yep.
and post your shorts.
Yep.
You take that long form content and make it more digestible long form content. You take your stream and cut that down into, 3 to
Mhm.
5, 5 to 20-minute videos.
Yep.
So it's all your archive now. Most creators
Yeah.
are not creating original YouTube content. Even I've fallen into that. I don't have a lot of original content anymore. It's a lot of just stream clips because
Yep.
I'm too busy working my full-time job at the
Yeah.
moment. As much as I'd love to sit down and make video essays, I can't right now.
Yeah.
I just saw Naruto mention it as well. Yeah, the paid subscribers, the memberships and things like that, which goes
Yes.
into the other side of it, which is Twitch. People take that
Yeah.
YouTube viewership, bring it over to
Yep.
Twitch. Twitch, there's a lot more money in ads over there. When you run ads on your stream, there's a lot more money in donations and subscriptions and bits
Yeah.
and all the other things. Then you've got creators who have merch shops, or they have a product that they're trying to sell, or a service that they're trying to sell. You get then TikTok money and maybe some Instagram ad
I
money and some Snapchat money. So like all of these other factors, that's how you make your living, is by having all of these other facets. So I think in a lot of ways, this might discourage creators who have blown up on other platforms from coming over to YouTube
yeah.
to begin with, because it's going to take so long for them to start making money
It's
off of it. It's not worth it. They're going to lose money.
YouTube is easily the hardest platform to break into in 2026. Like
I think it's always been the hardest platform to grow on.
it
Do you
used
know
early
it took
YouTube
you can
was
look
different.
you
Yeah.
can look at my about page. I have my subscriber counts on there from the beginning to
Yeah.
current day. It took me, just to give you the statistic,
Mhm.
to give you the example, my channel was created November of 2015. November 1st, 2015 was when the channel was born. I did not hit my first 50 subscribers until July 28th, 2016, almost a full year later. I didn't hit my first 100 subscribers
Yeah.
until 2017. And this was trying to be like, I wasn't uploading every single day, but as a kid in high school,
Yeah.
getting 1 or 2 videos out a week, it's not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I didn't get to 1,000 subscribers, which is that first check mark on the box. I didn't get to that until 2018.
Mhm.
It took me from my freshman year of high school to my senior year of high school to just get to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And I know that's not the general trend for people. Again, you'll come over from another platform and grow on YouTube very quickly sometimes, or
Yeah.
you hit something right and it pops off, it blows up.
Yeah.
But that's from the perspective of somebody who just enjoyed it, who liked watching videos, who wanted to, dip his toes in the ring of actually making content myself, not with the intention of becoming monetized or becoming,
Yeah.
someone with a large following or anything like that, but just from the perspective of somebody who was like, oh, this is fun. I like watching people do this thing. I'd like to try to do this thing myself.
Yeah.
And it took,
Yeah.
4 years to get to, just 1,000 subscribers. And since then, it's been twice as long.
Yeah.
So
I think, listen, there are obviously so many harder jobs than content creation, right?
Mhm.
It's not, the like thing people say where like it's, but
right, yeah,
I don't
it's
think
first world
people-
problems. My steak too
Yes.
juicy, my lobster too buttery. Oh no, my my YouTube
But-
ad revenue is down this month. But
I don't think if you're not in it, and like I'm not even in it, I don't do half of it. It is a
Yeah.
full-time job. If you are doing this, and we're not, we're not even a
Yeah.
part of this. If you are doing this full-time, you are running a full-time business. You are
Yes.
running like 5 to 6 different social media accounts, and you're running merch, and you're running like multiple, like balancing, subscribers. Like you are a business person. Like
Yeah.
you are running a business, and that is something that I don't think people take into consideration when they're talking about this. And that is
No,
kind of the yeah.
and here's the thing, like classic YouTube, you know how you used to, sit down, you watch a video, one of your favorite YouTubers posts, I just quit my job, right? Like, oh my gosh, I've been making videos for the last,
I mean,
3 years now, and I
that's the
finally had the
dream.
courage to
Yeah.
quit my job and do this. And, I didn't ever mean to blow up, but it just happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not going to be virtually anybody now who just accidentally blows up on YouTube because it's all about
On
stats. It's
YouTube.
all about algorithms. It's all about thumbnail A versus thumbnail B, and did I title it properly and tag it properly and
Yeah.
put, did I post it at the exact right time of day on the proper day? Was the moon in the right position in the sky when I, posted this video? Versus, again, back in the day, I used to think about a video during school, come home, sit down in front of my mic, record it, and uploaded
Post
it
it.
like at
Yeah.
midnight, post it, wake up in the morning, it had like 25 views. I'd be like, oh, that's awesome, and go on with my day. Like I wasn't trying to do anything crazy. And that's
Yeah.
just unfortunately the sad reality now, is that something that was meant to be fun and just an enjoyable side hobby that just so happened to maybe be something that could pick up and be a job for somebody down the line, has now become such a competitive industry that, again, like you said, unless you're in it like it's a full-time job, unless you come
Yep.
home from your 40 to 60 hour work week to then put in another 20 to
20.
40
Yeah.
hours a week into YouTube, it's the
It's
harsh
tough.
reality, the harsh truth, but you're not going to make it.
No.
Like,
Not on
like
YouTube.
slim to one, you're not going to make it.
Which is
Try that on TikTok or Instagram.
Yes.
You post something, you're going to blow up and you're going to have 1 million followers overnight. Sure, that can happen, but not on YouTube anymore.
And yeah, I think there are things about TikTok I don't love. There are cultures around TikTok I don't love. But the thing that's, I think, so great about TikTok is anyone can be a star, and I think that's kind of what they've done, is that like it made it so accessible for everyone to just put their stuff out there, put their thoughts out there, and yeah, people are able to like create businesses and open small businesses and promote their stuff and become very successful in a way YouTube doesn't. YouTube does not push this channel, and I think that's my biggest thing. We put out decent content. We do the show every week, and we do pipeline every week, and we pretty consistently post. It doesn't send it out. The algorithm is not very helpful to these shows, and I think that's the thing. And I think it's not just a me thing; it's an everyone thing.
Well, it's because you're not. Yes, that, but also too, we're not like, Mr. Beast challenge video 47, doing whatever, or like
now.
Yeah. It is, and unless you're chasing the trends, it's not going to push.
Sure.
And that is also to the distinction that you have to make, right? Are you doing this for fun, or are you doing this because you want it to be your job? Yeah. And that was one of the biggest pieces of advice, even over 10 years ago, that I started making videos.
Yeah.
What was the advice that I saw from all the YouTubers that I looked up to at that point, right? Post what you like. Don't try to make it a job, because it's not going to become one if you actively try to do it.
Which is still true. Which is still technically true.
Yeah. Like, you can't brute force it. I think that's the biggest thing. But I think a lot of people now think that they can, if they understand the algorithm, they understand the system. How many videos have you seen on TikTok saying, oh, this is how I took this faceless YouTube channel and grew it to 100,000 subscribers, and I'm making, X amount of money per month, and I did this in, just 3 months. These are the 5 easy steps that I followed to, like, sure, it might have worked for you. It's not going to work for everybody.
Sure.
but that also too, I want to, we've kind of yapped on this for a while. I went down the, the rabbit hole, but I'll leave you with one final piece, and I hope that, as discouraging as this kind of information is and what we've been talking about, I hope that this does still encourage you. If, anybody who wants to make content, is currently creating content,
Yeah.
or has
Keep
never
going.
made content
Yeah.
and might want to in the future, right?
Yeah.
Is, you never know what's going to be that one video, right?
Yeah.
You never know what's going to be that one post that the right person is going to see at the right time. It's going to hit the right algorithm, It's going to hit the right viewership,
Yeah.
and it's going to be pushed, and everybody's going to see it. It's going to blow up overnight, right? Like, and that might be your big break. That might be your first, 1,000 view video, 100,000 view video, million view video. And then you just got to keep the momentum going from there. Because if you stop and just sit back on, on your accomplishment and be like, oh, great, I got this finally,
Yeah.
then you're going to let it go
You're
by.
gonna let it die. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Then you got to
Right.
then you've really got to let that, continue to snowball, let that momentum continue to go.
Yeah.
But you've also then got to be content with sitting there for weeks and months, if not years, of,
Yeah.
10 views, 20 views, 50 views,
Sure.
100 views, whatever, right? You've got to be content with that. You've got to be happy with it, and you just got to be in it for the love of the game. Like, obviously, we both are. After, I'm sure, same as me today, right? You work a long day, you come home, it's late at night, not late, but later at night, it's 8:30. We
Sure.
sit down, we talk about our favorite shows and games and movies for 3 hours. It's not because YouTube's paying us to do this, it's because we love it. And
Yeah.
we would do this whether or not we're streaming to one person
Yeah.
or a million people.
Yeah. And I do want to give a shout out to my audience here, especially this show. This is the most performing show I have on that I do, and I think it's that consistency. It's like it's me and you hanging out every Monday, and I think people can expect, hey, this is the Monday show. Doesn't get pushed out a lot, but you guys are here every week. I see Cameron
Yes.
every week. I see Jeffrey every week. I see Serenity every week. I see Naruto every week. I see Shortcut. Like, you guys are, and this doesn't go for my channel. This goes for like my stuff, Taz's stuff, Jordan's stuff, Eric's stuff. I see you guys everywhere.
Yes.
And those
And the
are
fact
my
I saw a lot of you guys over on my stream last week is just insane and amazing.
I'll take 10 good, amazing audience members than 100 shitty, maybe I'll show up, maybe I won't contribute anything members any day of the week. Like, I am very grateful for kind of what we've kind of built here, especially
Yeah.
this year. Especially, I think especially this show,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think has really found its footing this year. I think we've
Yeah.
really, just me and you have found our dynamic, and I've loved what we've done with it.
Yeah.
Like, just to end it all on a more positive note, I'm very excited for what the rest of the year brings and all that jazz. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up. I think we're gonna, after a 20-minute long YouTube
Yeah,
analysis.
I'm sorry.
breakdown.
I ranted on that like
No,
crazy,
we love
but
it.
that's going to be perfect. I don't even need to do really any
it,
editing to
clip
it.
it.
I'm going to just clip it, throw it on, and that's going to be a good video right there. So see, guys, that's content. That's how you do it.
Let me actually, while we're on, I'm going to bring up a comment from earlier that I didn't get to address earlier. See if I can find it really quickly. I meant to, and then things got complicated. I passed it up. I think I passed it up. Shout out to Zazman that said, by the way, I love you guys. So I always look forward to these streams. This is my third stream of yours. I think I've been binging your stream back to back. That's very sweet, and thank you so much. That
thank you.
Stuff like that for like small channels like means the world to us. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
so
it
that's so sweet, and thank
does.
you, everyone. Taz, what are you working on? Do you have anything in the pipeline, if you will? I know you just did a stream on your show.
Yeah.
Anything
Well,
we can look
I've
forward
got
to?
a couple streams coming up here that obviously this show, but a couple streams elsewhere that I'm sure you guys will see sooner rather than later. We did a Spider-Man stream on my channel last week, so you guys can check that out there. 3 hours of complete spoiler talk and everything. So if you missed it, missed us live, want to see the replay, that sort of thing, go check it out on my channel, youtube.com/toxictaz.
Absolutely. Go check it out. It was a very fun stream, very
Yeah, it
chaotic,
was.
very fun. Go check that out. We'll be back next week. Holy shit, guys. Next week it's
Next
peak
week's gonna be a big
superhero
one.
content. We got the finale of X-Men 97. We have the finale of My Adventures Superman. We have the premiere of Lanterns. I'll probably do a little tiny talk on Ted Lasso again next week as well. But yeah, tides are changing. Shows are ending. Shows are starting here in the next couple months. It's going to be crazy. Going to be doing a solo pipeline this Thursday, most likely. We're going to be talking about Avatar Aang finally and Heartstopper Forever finally. So, two streaming movies that I just kind of missed out on because of Spider-Man and stuff like that, Comic-Con and stuff like that. But that'll be coming out. Streaming Kingdom Hearts. We're going to continue this the Kingdom Hearts train. I'm unsure what we're doing for D23. I don't know if I'm streaming or if I'm going on someone else's channel. That's something I will have to talk with. That's kind of the thing we run into when everyone in our circle does content, where it's like, who's hosting this thing? Where are we going?
Sometimes we're gonna all duel. It's gonna be battle of the streams. Whoever has the largest stream wins.
Sure. San Diego, I got to host, and that was great. But sometimes, sometimes they're on Jordan's channel. Sometimes they'll be on Eric's channel. Sometimes I'm on all the channels on every day of the week. It's crazy. But yeah, go check those out. We got stuff coming. We got stuff cooking. Yeah. 200th of Pipeline, fastly approaching as well.
Yeah.
You might see some familiar faces in the wing for that. Not you, Tass. I'm sorry.
Aw.
The band. All right, guys. Y'all have a great one, and I will catch y'all later.